me this year. They really fucked me this time around.
Did they buy you dinner at least?
Nope. Jeff Keighley came out on stage and was like, E3 starts on Thursday, bitch. And I was like, no. E3 starts on like Sunday or Saturday. And then it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I get to do podcasts and then put out the podcast. He's like, nope, starts in the middle of the week. Also, does anybody care about the Netflix conference? Like,
I forgot that was a thing.
no. So
Jeff Keighley's in that mode where he's like, look at me. I'm the new E3.
yes. Welcome back, everybody, to the dojo here on RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
I want to be real upfront here. Like, I don't think we're going to do the standard, thing this year where we cover every single goddamn last conference, because in previous years, it was a thing with E3 where it was like, I could get all of you guys scheduled, and it was always really difficult to do, but it'd be like, okay, Michael, you and I are going to do Xbox, Bethesda, and the PC Game Show. And like, Bryce, we're going to do Sony and Humble Direct and the Cozy Games Conference. And like, Amanda, we're going to do Nintendo, Devolver. But this year, it's like, I don't think we're going to cover the like, I'm going to look at the PC Game Show,
No.
and if there's anything worth talking about, we could talk about it. But I think that the way it's going to work is that this week we're going to do Summer Games Fest, and then next week you and I are going to do Bethesda and Xbox and like anything else that was worth talking about.
Yeah.
But we're not going to go down every single announcement from every single thing this year, because, I mean, guys, let's be honest. Like, you listen to the podcast, it's like, then EA talked about soccer, and I don't have anything to say about soccer. Then EA talked about UFC. I don't have anything to say about UFC. Michael, do you care about Madden? No?
Not really.
Well, then let's go on. Like,
Well, John Madden's dead, so that's neat.
also, like, the PC Game Show was always just kind of like a shit show, so...
Yeah, they tended to be, especially with the fact of a lot of games that people want are now on consoles more and more.
Yeah.
Instead of PC.
Yeah. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to dispense with the pleasantries. There is no opening. There is no thumbnail clickbait bullshit.
No.
We're just going right into Summer Games Fest.
The clickbait is Jeff Keighley.
That's right. Jeff Keighley is my clickbait. Summer Games Fest happened the day that we're recording this. It was a big-ass show. There's a lot going on here, and we're going to see how much of it we can get through. And if we have time for the rest of the news, who knows? Maybe.
We'll see how it plays out.
So we kicked off Summer Game Fest this year with
Look at that suit jacket.
yeah, he's got a very shiny
Super
suit.
shiny.
With Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
And this is mostly just
The
Guile.
world's greatest American hero, Jeff.
Yeah, it's just Guile fighting. The thing is, it's always really difficult, Michael, to say, like, well, I mean, this is just like watching a match of two people playing a new Street Fighter game. Like, I don't really know what to say about it. Guile's there. He's got like a jean jumpsuit.
Here's what I'll say about Guile. Guile looks fucking cool as fuck.
I mean,
He's got a new jumpsuit. He's got a goatee. He looks really fucking rad.
everybody looks.
His moves are really fucking like smooth.
Yeah.
He's got this awesome like V trigger where he can fire sonic booms forever.
Yeah.
And his super just looks fucking I love it.
Well, there you
I love
go.
that bullshit.
See,
Look at him
Michael's got-
fucking flash kick him as hard as he fucking can. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Michael-
And he's got a smartwatch.
Michael's got stuff to say about
Way of
this.
the future. Look at that handsome motherfucker.
He's got a butterfly knife comb. So that was kind of all that we got. We kicked off with Street Fighter, and we got to see Guile, and
I love that the legacy characters are aging up. This is the first time we've gone past Street Fighter 3.
Right.
And I'm so happy that they're like, hey, it's been 6 years since Street Fighter 3.
Right.
Let's fucking make them look like that.
That they're old, they're bit. I'm just happy that Guile is here, and that it's not another fucking Charlie situation. Like,
Or even fucking, what was his name? Remy?
oh yeah,
Street Fighter 3.
Yeah, I like Guile. Guile was an early favorite of mine before I could do Shoryukens and Hadoukens, because the flash kicks were just a lot of charging moves, and you can do a charge move. You just
Yeah.
hold one direction and go the other direction.
Well, I'm
so.
curious as to how his moveset's going to be now because of the way they've simplified everyone's movesets.
Yeah.
Like, you can do Shoryukens by, like, hitting, I think, down a triangle or something now instead of doing the motions.
Well, I thought, from what I heard last time, I mean, you would probably know better than I do because you actually care about this stuff. But I heard that there was, like, the traditional move set, but then there was, like, a kind of King of Fighters simplified move set where there's, like, a special attack button that you can just hit with a direction to instantly pop off a special attack if you want to play in baby mode, like me, Jeff, a baby,
Well, that's
big,
true,
big
too.
man baby.
And so I'm curious as to how that works with Guile.
Yeah.
because like I said, Ryu stuff was just like just back triangle was his spin kick. I'm not even gonna try to fucking attempt to say that.
Yeah.
Forward triangle, of course, is his like Hadouken. Triangle, I think, was his Shoryuken. Stuff
So
like
just
that.
triangle is like the special attack.
From what I can remember, yeah.
Okay.
Like, and one of them was his like really strong kick. That is usually like a quarter circle, if I remember correctly.
Right.
But I wonder how that works with Guile. Like, is it going to still be a charge, or is it just going to be like a back forward real fast kind of thing?
I don't know.
Because if so, that would be the best fucking way to use Guile. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really fucking excited.
Do you still have to charge Guile's attacks in the newer Street Fighters?
Yeah, he's been.
Okay.
His character, his moveset has been the same pretty much every game he's ever been in.
I wasn't sure whether it was
except for maybe the versus ones, but I don't remember if even that.
The way that Mortal Kombat has become very just like you don't have to charge; it's just like back forward, like the way that Scorpion throws like a thing or whatever.
Because they stopped doing charge attacks in Mortal Kombat, I think, in MKX.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
All right. So yeah, Street Fighter.
Because 9 still had it.
This new Street Fighter actually looks pretty good, and I'm kind of interested in this whole single player walking around town fighting mobs thing because I don't want to play people online.
We were talking about this logo though. I really like this logo.
The new Street Fighter 6 logo that has the 6 built into it. I didn't even see that last week.
Yeah, it's a 6 that has the Roman numeral 6 as the right half of it.
Yeah,
and I think that's fucking awesome.
It looks really good. Like
because it's so simple.
Yeah, they really upped the production value since that original logo.
I don't even remember what it was bad.
It was a hexagon. It just had like an S and like an F inside of it.
Oh, that's right.
And then they kind of had a little bendies on them a little bit.
It was really bad. It was a really bad logo. But I'm really, really excited for all the stuff they've done with it so far.
Yeah,
and it's not even close to out yet, but I'm really curious what the rest of the cast is going to look like.
That's true. So, we should say ahead of time that Michael has not actually watched this entire thing.
No, I've only seen bits and pieces that I've seen on the internet screaming.
So from here we got. I watched this game. I saw this and I was like, oh, it's like a space horror game, and it's like this guy and he's talking to people and he's talking about what happened with my blah blah blah, and then like you show these guys and they're like welding and they're doing stuff, and then you were like, wait, these are Colonial Space Marines, motherfucker. Like,
oh, they are. Yeah.
And it slowly dawns on you that there's like, oh, these are Colonial Space Marines. This is an Aliens game, and then the question becomes, how are they gonna fuck up another Aliens game?
Oh, it's true. Yeah, that's a good question.
Because they had a bad single player, and then they had the kind of multiplayer that was acceptable, but nobody cared about it. This one is really weird because they show this whole cinematic trailer, and it's a bunch of Space Marines walking around shooting aliens. Except there's one part where a bunch of like weird zombie guys show up.
The fuck is like that looks like a guy out of fucking Resistance from the back there.
Yeah, they've got like these weird tanks in their backs. The only thing I can think of is if they're the androids, right?
Yeah,
but they don't have the white blood. Like androids have white blood.
Well, maybe that's what's in the canister. I don't know.
Maybe, but the canisters are all glowing blue. So then they like show up and the characters are like, that's not human. And then they all like get ready to open fire, and then a bunch of aliens just jump into the frame, and now it's an Aliens game, I guess. It's not Dead Space anymore.
I was really interested in what you guys are doing there for a second.
Because I think it would be really cool if we were to get a Colonial Marines game that was not about xenomorphs.
That would be actually a cool idea.
It was just about like other things the Colonial Marines did.
That just happened to be like maybe an alien showed up. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I've spent so long of my life, Michael, watching Colonial Marines fight xenomorphs that it's like yonzo. But so they go through this whole thing, and then at the end it turns out the guy is talking to a bunch of corpses in a room, and he's like recording on a tape recorder. And he hits stop, but he keeps monologuing, and then like a xenomorph comes in, and he's like and then he dies. So from this, what kind of game would you say we're looking at, Michael? What do you think?
Football manager game.
No, you give me a real prediction. I would play a Football Manager Aliens game.
That
to
would
be honest,
kind of funny. I don't know. Maybe just like a normal single player shooter. Or
so
something?
after all of this, they announced the title, which is Aliens: Dark Descent, and after they do this whole cinematic trailer, they very briefly show like 3 or 4 shots of what appears to be like a top-down.
Oh shit!
So I don't know if this is an ARPG, like
it looks like a tactics game,
like
somewhat.
Well,
or maybe it's a stick shooter. I don't know.
It could be like The Descent, right? Or what was that one with Super Earth? You remember that one with where on the PlayStation where you have 4 characters and they would come down on the planet and just fight wave after wave.
Oh yeah, that was a stick shooter.
Yeah.
It was what was it, fucking the Helldivers.
Yeah. So it could be like
a very popular game, by the way.
Could be like that. It could just be like you just said, that we're just looking at like the action parts of a tactics game. But the thing is that it has nothing whatsoever. The trailer is very behind the back. It makes it look like it's going to be like a typical third or first person game, and this is definitely not that. So, but I'm hoping, I don't know, maybe it could be good. I mean, I would like there to be a good Aliens game. It's just that, like,
there's one Aliens game I really, really liked that I would love to do on a console. Was the DS version of I wasn't a Colonial Marine games per se. It was an Aliens game they made on the DS.
Yeah,
that WayForward made, and the idea of it was that you had a squad. And you used the squad, and when they died, they were just dead.
Yeah.
And then you just went into the next one until you beat the game.
Huh.
And it's that, which was real straightforward. This is like this little platformer Castlevania light type thing. Or just a Metroidvania.
Like a side-scrolling
Metroidvania
action
type thing. It was real short, but like, yeah, it was really fucking cool.
Huh.
I really liked it a lot.
Okay.
They also made that Mummy game very similarly to that, too, I think.
And that's coming out 2023. From there, I hope you like space horror. We have a lot of space horror today on the show.
Space horror.
Because we go...
Not space horrors, though. That's a different genre.
I'm a fan of both, to be honest. But we went to the Callisto Protocol, and this is the director's cut of the trailer that they literally showed last week on State of Play, except that it's just got a lot more blood and gore in it. Like, for the most part, all this opening stuff is very similar, but then when the action starts, there's a lot more just gory, blood splattery nonsense.
So they went to Jeff Keighley, and he's like, that State of Play trailer's for babies.
That's
Give me
right.
the good shit.
Yeah. Big man babies. But the thing is that they actually showed some alpha gameplay. In between, they had, I don't know if you watched the part where the developer came out, and he was very, 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 very nervous. And he had this whole thing where he was like, before we get to that, I just want to say that, Jeff Keighley, you're doing such good work, and I want to thank you so much for letting us come here, whatever. Jeff Keighley's like, yeah, man, all right, cool, let's look at the trailer. And he's like, also, I want to thank my team. And it's just like, whoa.
Not an award ceremony, dude. You didn't win a game award yet.
But he was very, this is Glenn Schofield, he was very nervous, and he's like this kind of big guy. It was kind of endearing.
Stuff like that, though.
Yeah.
He's like, please love me, guys.
So we actually saw some gameplay for the Callisto Protocol, and this is really gory Dead Space. This is gorier than gory Dead Space.
That's exactly what I wanted, though.
Yep.
The moment they announced this game, they're like, hey, we're making a new Dead Space, but also no one can tell us no.
There's instead of the health bar being a vertical thing down the spine, now it's a horizontal thing across the back of the neck.
And it's got a mohawk, and it's in a wheelchair.
Yes, exactly. There's obviously, and looking at this, you saw this one, though, right?
I did, actually.
So I like the fact there's this weird, telekinesis power that you can use to throw zombies into fans. I'm like, yes, okay, good, thank you. There's a lot of melee focus. There's a lot of, even though it doesn't appear to be necromorphs, there's a lot of shooting off arms and legs, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah, but it looks more like they're just normal guns for the most part.
It definitely seems like it has some kind of dodge mechanic, like RE3 did, where if they get up close, there's a quick dodge kind of thing that you can use to get out of the way.
I do love that the guns still have giant fucking ammo counters on them.
Yeah, because there's no HUD. It looks like they're still doing the Dead Space kind of HUDless thing.
They really perfected that in the.
Also, there's a stomp. Quickly. There's totally a stomp, just like in Dead Space,
which is such a great relief stressor, by the way.
Yes. And then later on, they switch to another scene where the guy literally has the horizontal. 3-shot shooter from Dead Space. He's literally got a gun that shoots in a horizontal pattern to chop off limbs.
But does it rotate?
I would be willing to bet that it does.
I'm really fucking excited about this game, by the way, guys. I'm such a big fan of the original Dead Space series.
Yeah.
That I've tried replaying it every year.
They also this was a thing in Dead Space, right? Where when you died, they had the little generated horror cutscene where you die. Except in here, it's just this guy gets pulled into a turbine and just turned into red mulch.
It's pretty amazing, guys.
It's great. It's great. I fucking it's weird because I remember seeing a little bit of this from time to time, but this is the first time I feel like it's been presented as and it's a full game and it's coming out. out, and I'm like, great.
It was a lot of cutscene stuff that we saw prior to this.
Yeah.
And so, and like, I love how quick that death is too.
Yeah.
Like that guy did not have a chance to react.
No, sir. And I also want to know if, like, he doesn't appear like his health goes down. So it's like, did you just get too close to this turbine and then you got pushed into it by a guy? It's
well, the guy smacks him. Yeah, you see him smack him to the right, and he slams right into it.
It's great. It's
like, fuck.
Fucking horrifying.
But that adds like a whole other layer of like dealing with your surroundings, and I actually really like that a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks good, super good. Let's see. If we were doing a regular podcast, we would have let off with, they actually came out with the single player trailer for Modern Warfare 2.
Ooh, they actually have a single player again.
Yes.
The other one was not, they still had one on the other one, but people didn't like it.
Can you turn that mic just a little bit?
Left, right,
down.
go down. I wasn't sure how high it was.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So they actually had a 9-minute gameplay like chunk.
Jesus, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, and it's like a bunch of dudes like coming up to like a ship, and they're looking for like a missile. And it's very Call of Duty. I'm not gonna stand on ceremony too much, but like, you know, it's Call of Duty. Shooting guys, got a bunch of paramilitary dudes.
Are you a fan of Call of Duty and Mountain Dew? Then this game might be for you. I don't know.
Okay, so there's one thing that's kind of weird in this level, and I'm hoping
Does an alien show up?
No, unfortunately not. There's a point later on where they go. This is like an oil platform or something, and there's a point later on where they go to a boat, and the boat has a bunch of shipping containers on it, but the boat is like listing, and so the shipping containers keep like sliding like back and forth.
That's kind of fun.
And so the cover keeps changing, and then people are on top of them, and they're like, "Don't get caught between them," and blah 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 blah.
That's a fun idea.
But for the most part, I mean, you know, this is just really good looking fucking Call of Duty. The only thing is, I was thinking, did you play Modern Warfare 1?
Oh, the remake
reboot
one? No,
Yeah.
no, not at all.
There was a scene in there was a level in Modern Warfare 1 where you had to go into this house full of people, like in the middle of the night. It was like a house in London, and you had to you were looking for terrorists, and it was all done through night vision. And like, because the night vision kind of obscured things a little bit, it looked so fucking realistic that I was like, this makes me feel weird and bad, like kicking in someone's door and shooting a bunch of people, like just in a house.
No,
Like,
I get that. We talked about how things have gotten more and more realistic.
Yeah.
and we've gotten uncomfortable from it.
yes,
What trailer was that? That World War II one,
Battlefield.
where the
Battlefield
the
5
sword, and we were like, like we were just so uncomfortable.
The Battlefield 5 Pacific Theater trailer, where it was just like, this is too much.
Yeah.
These people look too much like people, to the point where my human brain is like, no, stop. You shouldn't do that.
Don't murder each other, guys. Just talk it out.
So I'm hoping like this kind of has a lot of like throwbacks to the first level in Modern Warfare, right? Like
I can see that.
the tanker level.
That's where we find Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Every time you're a tanker, that's my first fucking thought.
Well, Michael, you know, the only thing that can stop a Metal Gear is another Metal Gear.
He's a good guy with a Metal Gear.
So I don't know. This is your first time seeing Modern Warfare 2 single player. What do you think? What are you feeling about
Looks like
this?
some Modern Warfare Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
which
but
it's not a bad thing.
Bunch of guys in tack suits driving around shooting people.
Yeah,
The
like
end.
it looks nice though. Like I will never say that Call of Duty looks bad.
Yeah.
Call of Duty just looks like Call of Duty to me at this point. They all sort of mesh and blend in together, especially the newer ones.
Yeah.
Because they don't really know what they want to do to make them more unique. Mm-hmm. Because every time they do something different, the fan base is like, boo, it's too different. And then they go back to World War II and they're like, boo, it's too World War II-y.
Right.
And then they go back to the basics and they're like, boo, it's still fucking...
Yeah.
It's too samey. It's like, fucking, what the fuck do you guys want from
It's just
us?
the same game over and over
What
again.
if we
Okay.
put Ronald Reagan in it? And they're like, nah, I'm good.
Now you're fighting Jon Snow in space and flying a space fighter, and it's
Yeah.
like, too much.
Too much. It's like, come on, guys.
Okay,
fucking
well, how
work
about
with us
World War
here.
II? To World War II.
Women can't be in World War II. What?
Yeah.
Like, they have, like, weird complaints that just don't make any sense to me anymore.
I don't know. I mean, I'll maybe give it a shot. I hope this one's a little bit more like The Rock and a little bit less Black Hawk Down than the last one was.
See, I'm cool when Call of Duty can just have fun with its weird shit.
Yeah.
But, like, which is why I'm a big fan of its weirder turns that it's done
Dude,
in the past.
I like Infinite Warfare. I like that game a lot.
And they're the ones that people remember the most, is the thing. Like, everyone's always just like, oh, I remember this one and this one. It's like, well, you don't really. You're just sort of saying the same thing over and over again. Like, people remember Modern Warfare original because of how memorable that single player is.
Yeah.
And people don't really talk about the last one they made all that much.
Can't remember, what was it? Black Ops 3, I think, was the one that I was just... where you had like fucking wizard powers.
Oh, yeah.
You guys set people on fire with your nanomachine, son, or whatever. Like, maybe it was 2. I don't remember.
Well, the first 2 Black Ops games were pretty great story-wise. I think
No,
they
it
were
wasn't 2, because
fantastic.
2 was good. 3.
Well, 2 was really good.
3.
One I liked a lot because it had that weird shit going on in it.
Yeah.
Where it turns out you were fucking hallucinating a Russian guy the entire game.
Right.
And I love that shit.
Spoiler alert, Michael. I
For a
still
game
haven't
that
played Black Ops 1. God.
And Black Ops 2 was great because it had that split story depending on what you did.
Anyway, it looks really nice. It's just the thing is that it's kind of like when you guys get Madden, where it's like, this looks really nice, but unless they're doing something really special with the story, I don't feel like it's that much different than what we've already seen from Call of Duty.
Because otherwise, it's just more Call of Duty multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which, I'm glad that you guys love that shit, but I like to play games for more unique story stuff as time goes on nowadays.
Price and Gaz and Roach and Ghost. And it's just like, okay, you guys just got all the guys, I guess.
All the guys.
Like,
Brought them all back to life or whatever.
Yep. From there, we had a big...
Soap was a Highlander.
We had a really big... I don't know... I feel like I have to school Mr. Keeley because Jeff Keeley was like, next up is a game where there hasn't been a new one in like 30 years, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. This is a new Flashback game. This is Flashback 2. You remember Flashback from like the Genesis and the Super Nintendo?
Vaguely. Shit, I forgot. That's a term I haven't heard in a long time for game-wise.
But you know what, Michael? They made a sequel to Flashback.
Did they really?
Yes. It was called like Darker Than Black or something like that.
Was that a sequel to the Flashback?
Okay, let me make sure that this is the one I'm thinking of, because I got it and I played it, and it was like, it was the same protagonist from... What the fuck? Where's my window at? Oh, my God. What are you doing, guy? Oh, my God. I hate Windows so much. Motherfucker. Okay, fine. We'll figure this out. Anyway, Darker Than Black. Fade to Black. That was the name of it. Yes. I think. Let me check. Here, hold on. Because I remember, because I found out about it when I was younger. I got it.
Here it is.
What was it?
It is Fade to Black.
Fade to Black.
1995.
I did it. It sucks so much. It is not a good game.
This is a version that somebody actually made a version for the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And they called it Fade to Black Flashback 2.
Yeah. They made a sequel to Flashback, but I mean, like, I'm just here to. I'm just pulling a actually.
Took that, Jeff Keeley. Give me your job now.
Actually, you'll find that I'm just being the comment section here. So this looks. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, it's 3D, right? Like the original one had this very much this 2D style. This one looks like it's a little bit more fluid. It's got a little bit more like kind of action. It's when you look at the trailer,
it keeps the side scrolling part, not side scroller, the side view.
We're not all the way through the trailer yet. There's definitely some like behind the back stuff and some kind of moving around and different stuff. It looks like it's primarily that, but I don't know, man. Fade to Black sucked. They put out that Flashback re-release that Jason and I played for Patreon. It's like our first Patreon video. That sucked. I don't have a lot of faith in making a new Fade to Black game, or a Flashback game, but I don't know. Maybe.
Like it's a different studio outright this time, so who knows?
Yeah.
But I looked up footage of Fade to Black, and it did not look great.
Oh, it sucks. It sucked. It was not very good. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. The other thing is that this trailer is really stylized. Like they're projecting the footage on top of other stuff, so you can't see it very well. And I'm like, just show me the actual game, motherfuckers. Like, be proud of your work. You don't need to project it on the side of the little holocube thing from the first game. You could just show it to me, and then I could be like, ooh, that looks good. I want to play that, as opposed to trying to figure out what the game looks like when it's projected on the side of a virtual fucking Hellraiser cube.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have another trailer that's just like full gameplay stuff.
Yeah, but that's
comes out real soon.
Winter of this year.
The end of the year?
Yep.
God, that's fucking crazy.
We got another world premiere. This one's for Witchfire, which we heard about several years ago. This is a first-person shooter with like some real hexen slash this. I think this looks good. I was really afraid that this was like a multiplayer shooter, but it appears to just be like a single player shooter where you've got like magical fucking machine guns and like all kinds of powers, and there's like demons that you can like toss around and freeze, and
this looks awesome.
Explode. And yeah, this looks like my kind of trash. I got real heavy Shadow Warrior vibes off of this.
I can see that, yeah. Because I'm a big fan when shooters are willing to just do weird shit.
Yeah.
And not enough of them are willing to do that anymore.
Yeah. This is what I want. I don't want the realistic tanker level from Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I want the fucking like guy shooting lightning out of his hands and blasting demons to hell.
Well, it's the thing that I love about like Army of Darkness. Like, I want to be the dude who shows up in medieval time with a shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
and then just go for it.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks good. I think this looks really good. Oh, this is going to be an Epic Game Store exclusive, apparently, which the thing is that I know that people don't like the Epic Game Store, but on the other hand, that means this game will come out and it will probably at least not die on arrival, because Epic will pay them. They're paying them, obviously, to put it out. So
yeah, absolutely. And hopefully it does well enough that it'll end up on a console for even more people to play.
Yep. From there, we got...
It's not a slide against you PC people, by the way.
We got a trailer for Fort Solis, Solis, which is...
what part of Fortnite is that?
It's another outer space horror game, but this one's got Troy Baker in it, so...
Ooh.
There you go.
Does he try to nuke us?
I don't believe so.
Hey there, Mr. Delivery Man. I have something for you real quick. Don't leave.
It's not entirely clear from this trailer what the fuck is actually going on. Like, if I even had the audio turned up, it's not entirely clear what the fuck is going on. It's a very moody trailer. So
I like when first trailers for horror stuff don't really show what's going on per se.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds weird, based on like I want to know what a game looks like, but when it's your first trailer, that's a good way of like drumming up excitement.
You want the vibe.
Yeah, you want the vibe before the game.
You want the sizzle before the steak.
Exactly. You want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, they got Roger Clark as well. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like Roger Clark.
Looks pretty good. Again, I'm telling you, if you're a fan of space horror, woo, this was your not E3.
I kind of love it though, because it's like we got nothing for so long.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, here's everything. It's like, oh yeah.
I think they just realized they're like,
I just forget how old Roger Clark looks like.
Like, do we want to set more violent video games on Earth where people actually see like violent things happening? I'm like, no, space. Go to space.
Let's go to space.
It's zombies, but also in space. Is that far enough away?
God, that guy looks so much like Arthur Morgan in real life.
Oh yeah, that's the other guy. Yeah, that's the voice actor for Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
From there, we got another science fiction horror game. This one is called... Shut the fuck up, Troy Baker. I'm trying to skip through stuff. This one's called Routine, and this one has a real kind of like throwback, kind of like 80s. Like, the trailer has like this kind of VHS like sheen over it. It's a lot of kind of weirdly disturbing images, but it also appears to take place in space. So more space, more horror in space.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big fan of space horror, so I can't wait for all of these to come out. This one appears to be more kind of like walking simulator, but
it kind of gives me the vibes of the way the Prey looked somewhat here and there. But that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
There's not a. Oh wait, no. There's robots. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
There's like horror robots.
What is that?
This guy's got this like weird, I don't know if it's a gun or a flashlight that looks like a gun or whatever. And he like, in this trailer, we get a lot of kind of weird, confusing imagery. You saw the space stations and stuff. And then he like kind of goes down this escalator and there's like this fucking Terminator like behind these little things. And he's like kind of scanning it and it's all like freaking out, having a seizure. And then some shit happens and he looks away and then he turns around and there's a fucking Terminator there that has like a fucking creepy Five Nights at Freddy's mouth.
Oh my god!
Like attached to it,
it's
like
eyes too.
It's real weird looking. It kind of reminds me of I was trying to remember the name of it. Michael, do you remember the name of it? That weird Russian first-person shooter with the robots that's supposed to be coming out this year.
Oh, no, I don't remember the name of it.
I don't remember.
It's got a really cool soundtrack, but I don't remember the name of it.
But yeah,
it looks really cool.
This is real weird looking. I'm down for it. We have Man is the Real Menace space horror. We've got zombie space horror. We've got robot space horror. Yes, please.
Yeah.
We got Troy Baker space horror. All the space horror.
Troy Baker stalks you in the night.
Just got to listen to Troy Baker talk about himself. I don't
talk
really,
about NFTs. It's like, oh God, no.
I don't really know anything about Troy Baker, but I remember very early on when they weren't showing anything from the Avengers and they had that round table and Troy Baker was there. He was talking about the Avengers and it was just like he sounded like such an insufferable douche.
My favorite thing is that like when they finally got to play the game, like you just sound like Troy Baker. You didn't do anything. You're just slightly silent, like low talking Troy Baker.
Yep. Let's see. The Rock came on very briefly to shill some energy drinks. So
all of Twitter was like, why doesn't he have a shirt on?
Because he's in his workout room that is also a sauna, like he talked about.
Is it also a sauna? Is that what
it's like unair conditioned, so it's hot as fuck.
Okay.
So he sweats.
The internet was really weird about it.
Trailer for Black Adam. Fine. We don't have time to fucking talk about Black Adam.
Black Adam, what the fuck? He's gonna play the Rock of Eternity. No one told you that.
He's in Fortnite. He's like a big bad guy in Fortnite called like the Dominion or the Devastation or something like that.
The Rock.
That apparently has, like it's like a guy in a robot suit, but when the robot helmet comes off, it's the fucking Rock. He does the voice for it. And then I looked it up and apparently there's like a crossover comic where he like comes to Gotham City to fight the Batman.
Oh, is that what that's about?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of crossover comics they're making. They made a new one that's Marvel. That if you buy the first issue of the first run, there's a code for like a costume in it.
Oh, okay.
For a Spider-Man outfit.
We got a trailer for Outriders World Slayer. This is not making me interested in Outriders.
Is Outriders still a thing? Oh my god.
Yep. This is like their big expansion they're trying to do to get people back in.
Good luck, guys.
It looks so, if you told me this was the new Destiny patch, I would believe you.
I absolutely would have believed you.
Looking at the trailer for this, if you told me this was Destiny now, I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure, that sounds right. I kind of feel bad though, Michael, because I feel like I never actually gave Outriders like a real chance. Like I never just sat down with the intent to be like, let's find out if this game is any good or not.
Well, the issue is that it was very difficult to do that at all in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, you can still play it as a single player game. Like,
well, that's the thing is it's just like it's a game that is very heavily a multiplayer MMO-y type thing. Or not MMO, but you know what I mean. Live service. Yeah. Sort of thing, and either you're into that or you're not, and that's really difficult with these types of games.
True. Let's see.
But good luck, guys. I hope you guys are doing well.
We got a little Nintendo. It's just okay. This is a trailer for the Fall Guys, where all the people are like on the street, and then they see Fall Guys, and then they turn into the beans from Fall Guys, and they all go play Fall Guys. And it's Fall Guys.
All free.
We've talked about that. Yeah, they're going free to play. Let's see. Oh, yeah. From there, we got a trailer for this game called Stormgate. So in this trailer, there's this lady that like finds this this thing, and she puts a key in it, and then the key turns into like a shield, and then it also wakes up a demon. And so there's a demon that pops out.
It sounds like a Mad Lib that you were saying.
And then she shoots at the demon and it doesn't do anything. And then another lady in a mech suit comes down and starts shooting the demon. And this is an RTS that's being made by a bunch of ex-Blizzard people.
Oh, this is an RTS?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is actually really interesting because when you watch this trailer, it's like it's slightly off. Like it's not sound mixed, in my opinion, loud enough. Like the shots don't sound loud enough, and there's some scenes that, like, if you just shook the camera a little bit or you changed the angle slightly, would have been better.
Oh, okay.
But at the end, the lady kills him. This is a free-to-play RTS.
Really?
That you can play like with people. And they show real briefly. They show just like a quick shot of it. They show like some. Well, first they show concept art, but then they actually show like what it actually looks like.
Oh, okay.
And again, it's like an RTS. But I feel like it's cool that we've reached this point where like the detail level you can have on a little RTS person is high enough that like you can zoom in on them and it's not embarrassing to look at that.
It's not a series of polygon pictures that are just like, that looks like kind of like a guy.
Yeah.
From really far away, and if you squint real hard.
I'll be honest, I don't really know that much about this. Like, I kind of fast forwarded a little bit through that trailer, Michael. Did you see anything that was exactly like setting your brain on fire?
It's a cool like design setup.
Yeah.
But like other than that, not too much going on with it. But it's early on, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus Aurora Borealis in the background.
At this time of year, in this podcast, localized entirely in your podcast, we saw one called High Water, which is like this is a real like the world has ended via climate change, and you're driving around in a boat and you're talking to people and you're hearing their stories of the people that are left alive after the earth and going through the ruins of civilization. And I'm sure that it's contemplative and has an indie rock soundtrack. And what a bummer.
It's the way of the future, Jeff.
I mean, that's cool. And this is fine. And I'm not saying that the game shouldn't be made, but what a fucking bummer.
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of games like that that eventually come out. And you're like, neat, I guess.
So this is a bummer. But next, Michael, do you remember a game that we talked about a while back called American Arcadia?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when they showed American Arcadia, they said that they were going to have a full trailer at the Games Festival.
Oh, that's right. They did.
And so they did. And they've got this, they showed a full trailer. It's really interesting. It's kind of like this Tony Stark guy talking about making the city of the future. And then it comes out and there's like, and I'm his daughter. And yes, we made the city of the future. And it's Arcadia. And you can live here and it's paradise, but you are on TV 24 hours a day. Nobody has noses.
No.
None of the characters have noses.
They're all Krillins.
But they remind me of like old PC game models.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like from old PC games.
I think that's what they were going for too.
But this is the one where like there's two parts of the game. One is a side scroller where you play as a guy that's inside of Arcadia trying to escape from the robots and the people that run the TV show. And then there's a second part where you play as a lady that's like in the production office trying to like, it's a first person stealth game trying to like
cover his tracks.
Yeah. Trying to get him out of the thing. And this just looks fucking great, man. Like it looks colorful and vibrant and interesting, and
I'm really excited about it. Yeah,
cool aesthetic to it, and I dig it.
It's a Truman Show type game where you already knew you were Truman pretty quickly.
But it's also got that weird like 70s vibe to it.
Yeah,
like, future of the 70s vibe. So I like it. I really dig what I'm seeing here.
Plus, I really like the main character's design a lot. Yeah. Because he has that sort of just like
Argyle sweater vest and khakis.
He's like the guy you would have seen on a sitcom in the 70s.
Right.
Kind of thing. And it's the idea of that, a character in that sitcom being like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
I got to get the fuck out of here.
He's like the wacky neighbor, and he's like, fuck this shit.
Yep. Let's see. From there, we moved on to... They put this in the wrong. You know what, Michael? I just want to take a brief moment. Hey, people who write recaps of like big conferences, can you just put the articles in the order that the things happened in the conference?
Never.
Instead of putting like the big thing at the top. Spoiler alert, everybody. There's a remake of Last of Us 1. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Before that, we got this trailer. Michael, I want to get your honest opinion about what's happening here. Because this trailer really got me. Unfortunately, I think I spoiled it a little bit for you already.
Well, you told me what it is, so. But now I'm curious as to why you were so excited.
Well, do you have any? Well, as you're watching this trailer, does this remind you of anything? Does this trailer? Do you remember maybe another trailer that looks like this trailer?
I think so.
This was the Dying Light 2 trailer where the guy was running down the street.
Oh.
And the zombies were fucking everything up behind him. They took that trailer and recreated it, except instead of zombies, it's the goats from Goat Simulator 3 behind him fucking everything up. And they remade the trailer almost exactly the way that it was for the original Dead Island 2 trailer.
Wait, was it the Dead Island one, or which one was it?
I think it was Dead Island 2, yeah. Because they never made a Dead Island 2.
Well, yeah, they made the trailer for it, but it never came out.
Yeah. Because then it had like the voices at the end that sounded like was like Jack Black and somebody else, but
yeah, I thought that's what it might. I thought it would have been Dead Island, but then you said it was Dying Light. But
sorry, not Dying Light. Dying Light 2 came out earlier this year.
Yeah, that's why I was confused at first. But
sorry,
I slowly started remembering Dead Island 2.
Yeah,
but then you said that, and then I was just like, oh, I guess it wasn't that. But
no, it was Dead Island 2. So yeah, they totally recreated the Dead Island 2 trailer where the guy's running and everybody.
That's a great fucking trailer.
It is, and then just behind him, the goats from Goat Simulator come in and just start fucking everything up.
I love it. I love it. It's just like, yeah, they fuck up everything, and it's so cool looking.
Yeah.
Man, the Goat Simulator was such a crazy fucking series.
I kind of forgot there was a Goat Simulator 2, to be honest.
I did too, to be honest, because they updated Goat Simulator 1 so much.
I guess it had to be one of those ones, because there was like the one on the moon. There was like the crime one that was like Payday, but with goats.
The simulator genre has gone so insane specifically because of these guys.
Yep.
I love them.
I just like that the original goat is back, just with the tongue and the
Goat Simulator 3.
Yep. So Goat Simulator 3 coming out fall of this year, Epic Games Store, Xbox, PlayStation.
Good for them.
Boom.
I'm happy they're still able to make more Goat Simulator.
It's harder for me to pull this shit with you because when I was watching this, the Coffee Stain logo came up and I was like, oh, Coffee Stain, the guys that make Goat Simulator. And then it started that trailer and I'm like, wait, did Coffee Stain get the rights to do Dead Island 2? Are they like redoing the Dead Island 2 trailer to finally formally announce that they're actually making Dead Island 2? And then it went on and then the goats came in and I was like, oh, you sons of bitches. You sons of bitches.
Man, whatever happened. They still won't say Dead Island 2 is canceled, by the way.
Yep.
Still won't say it.
They don't want to do it. I think that this might have done this in the slightly the wrong order because from there we had a trailer for Midnight Suns with some new characters.
You got Metallica.
Yes. Did you watch this one?
I saw bits and pieces from like Twitter.
Okay.
Where they were talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which of course I was going to look into.
Yeah.
Where they announced who Spider-Man is and the voice actor for this one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very happy with who they chose.
I feel like I haven't seen this before, but like the enemies, like the bad guy in this is like Lilith, and then like Lilith has corrupted various supervillains. So we see Venom and Sabretooth and Hulk and one other person like Lilithized into the bad guys basically. And then Spider-Man shows up. First off, I cut you off a little bit. Like, who is doing the voice of Spider-Man?
They got Yuri Lowenthal to do it again.
Okay.
Which, if anyone is curious or remembers, he was the PS4 Spider-Man.
Okay. From before they remastered it into the new version?
Well, no, it's the same voice actor.
Same guy. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that he before that, there was plenty of other Spider-Man voice actors out there that have done it, as well as the Avengers one. So
yeah,
I'm glad that they went with Yuri Lowenthal. I like him a lot. I always default to wanting Josh Keaton as Spider-Man for everything.
Right.
But that ship apparently has sailed quite some time ago.
We still have, I believe, Scarlet Witch might also have been announced for the first time as was one of the heroes in here.
I remember there was like a image with her in the background. I don't know if she was in the trailer or not.
What do you think about this Spider-Man's Midnight Suns costume?
Because everybody's suits look awful.
Ugly as fuck. I actually think everybody else looks fine, but I think Spider-Man looks real weird.
His is really bad, to be honest. What they did with his is just... I've never been a fan of when people do like a weird sort of like where the arms are still kind of web-like, but the middle section isn't.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they did with the Secret War suit they made years back. that he got from Nick Fury. They keep adding to games. I'm like, I fucking hate this outfit.
Oh.
So it's very similar to that outfit, which I don't fucking get why they keep doing that to him. But it's got like the Iron Spider arms to it too, from what I remember.
Oh wait, Scarlet Witch is one of the bad guys. She's one of the bad guys, right? She's like all Lilithized.
I guess so.
What do you think about this weird Venom with horns, with fire eyeballs over the horns?
He looks like something Spawn made, or something made out of fucking
Hulk.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane.
Woo!
Hulk looks like a fucking.
He looks so weird.
Diablo enemy.
Yeah, they all look really weird, but I think it fits in the context of this whole like
it does,
supernatural thing, right?
He's got, like a crown thing going on.
Yeah, Spider-Man's outfit just like look,
it looks so bad.
like okay, we're looking at the no, that's Scarlet Witch right there. So it must have been like Enchantress or not Enchantress. Who's the lady in the? She had the green
that's Enchantress,
with the hair. Anyway,
no, that's Enchantress. Yeah.
Like, Wolverine has a black and yellow costume. Wolverine has a black and yellow costume.
Yeah.
Like, Tony Stark's armor is black and yellow. Like, Ghost Rider is already wearing black. Spider-Man, I always feel like they've got this weird like golden web thing on like his hat, the top of his head and his arms.
That's the issue, is that it's not like the thing about Spider-Man that makes him work so well is how uniform a lot of the parts are, how symmetrical he is as well.
Yeah,
and he just doesn't.
Like if they took this golden web concept and then made it go down his middle like a normal Spider-Man costume.
If it was like a spider armor look, but by that I mean the original Mark 1 look. In that sort of gold black thing that they're going for,
right?
I would be totally cool with that.
It also
that outfit looks fucking awful. I'm sorry.
It also doesn't help that he's got 2 lights in his eye sockets, so he doesn't have just like
they got spider eye looks.
Yeah,
and they're like bulging out instead of just being part of the mat. If that makes sense,
it's real weird. I don't care for it.
Like it.
I think everybody else looks fine, to be honest, but like him, I don't like.
My issue is just everyone looks very weird to me. Like it's just they look almost like a generic kind of team.
Yeah,
because of it. But
I mean, there's gonna be plenty of skins.
Yeah.
So
yeah, hopefully there's just an option that's like, do you just not want to use this? Because I'm just not gonna use this shit.
Right.
It looks fucking bad. I
Yeah.
appreciate that it has web wings though.
It's very weird. It's just very weird. It's very weird looking. It's very strange looking. Black, red, and gold, I don't think go well together.
Well, they can if the design makes sense, but this just does not.
It doesn't. Anywho, from there we got a trailer for Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course.
Is this thing still not out?
No, it's coming out the end of this month. End of this month is when it's out.
The character showed up in the Netflix show before
June 30th. Yeah, they actually showed a little gameplay segment where they showed them Miss Chalice fighting one of the new bosses, and it looks like Cuphead, man. Like looks like
more Cuphead.
More Cuphead. Miss Chalice looks great. The enemies look great. Like this last part of this boss fight is like this kind of platforming plus shooting plus avoiding like kind of stuff. All the animation looks very good.
They put so much work into the series. I can't help but like adore it.
Yeah.
Even though it's like hard as fuck.
Even though I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it, but I will look at it.
I like playing it, but I'm never going to beat it.
Yeah.
Like you can't even beat it if you do their easier mode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I just don't have I like the way that it looks, but I don't have the time compunction. Like I don't want to get good at it. I don't want to spend the time. I know I could. I just don't want to.
I tried a bunch of times actually.
Yeah.
It's real difficult.
Let's see. Oh, this Destructoid, you were doing so well and now your list is just totally fucked. Like it just went off the rails. Cool. So yeah. From there we saw Neon White, which
I forgot about this game.
Yeah, is that demon dating simulator plus roguelike card game action
I like its aesthetic, but the more they add to it, the more I'm like, I don't really want to play this now.
It's like, oh well, you can use this card to shoot your gun, or you can cash it into like jump. I don't know. It seems like the sort of thing, like, I like the aesthetic. I like everything that I've seen from it. I really need to play it because I have to know whether doing this parts are fun or whether...
That's the main issue is that, like I said, every time they explain something new, the more I'm like, I don't know if I like this now. Because card-based things, the last time I played a card-based game, seriously, I got stuck on a boss because I only had 2 cards.
Yeah.
And that sucked.
And that's coming out June 16th.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Shit,
that's
that was
what it
fast.
said at the end there. I mean, I kind of like the idea that I feel like this is why I used to like E3 a lot, because you would always know what was coming out in January, February, March, and April, and May, and then in June, and then it was just like, it's just dark for the rest of the year when you're trying to make the schedule. And then in June, it's E3, and it's like, okay, half the shit's coming out in 2 weeks, and the rest of it's coming out before the year is over. So
Good luck.
Yeah.
The odds ever be in your favor.
Yep. So yeah. Let's see. Is that where they go to? Oh no. We saw fucking Midnight Fight Express. Remember this game that's like a top-down. It looks like Hotline Miami.
Oh yeah.
But it's like a little like a top-down third-person kind of action. They put out a demo.
Ooh.
This is being made by one person, by the way.
Really?
They put out a demo, and Amanda and I played it before you showed up here to record for a dojo. It fucking rules. It's so fun. Like you can pick stuff up and throw it at people, but you also have a roll button. But if you hit the pickup button while you're rolling, you'll just automatically grab whatever's on the ground and fucking huck it into somebody's face. There's like guns and knives and
that's fucking cool.
Like explosives, and there's a whole customization thing. And like, yeah, it just plays like it's like Hotline Miami, but ultra violent and 3D instead of, it's kind of top down. And
There's a lot of stuff going on in this.
it's great. I love it. I love
the idea of stuff like that.
It's also being made by one person.
Which is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that like more people are willing to make crazy games like this.
Yep.
AAA games, you guys are great and all, but I love the fact that we have so many more options now.
Yeah, because AAA studios get all like weird about just like, ooh, is it too violent? And indie developers are just like, it'd be really fun if you just grab their heads with your hands and then smooch them, like in the moment of Zen in the old Daily Show.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it'd just be cool if you just fucking murdered a whole room as badassly as possible.
Stick with me, it's Diablo, but all the attacks are from the story of Riccio. You're just like, yeah, man, I'll buy 3, please.
Yeah, let's do this shit. This is what the John Wick game should have been, is all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Yes. 100% yes. Yep. Let's see. From there, fucking Warframe.
Do you like Warframe?
Warframe had some drops that were coming from like watching this on Twitch. I don't care. They had a very brief teaser about whatever the next Warframe thing is, but they're showing it off at TennoCon, and I'm not about to waste time with it. You can watch TennoCon if you want to know more about Warframe. Warframe is already full-on recommended. Like, I don't know why you'd ever buy Destiny when Warframe exists, because Warframe kind of rules.
Dude, Warframe is a game that a friend of mine was like, if you like free to play and you just like good ass fucking games, Warplay is your shit.
Warframe.
Like, just fucking fuck the rest of them, those live service games. I was like, okay then.
Also June 16th. From there, we got a pair of trailers for I believe they're Miyoho games, like the Genshin Impact folks. One of them is God, what the hell is this? Honkai Star Rail, which is actually the third game in the Honkai Star series or whatever.
You told me that when they announced this that one time, because we were trying to figure out what the fuck this thing was.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's an RPG. It's a like, you get into a battle and you click attack that guy, you heal, you cast fire.
Take that, Final Fantasy 16.
Right. Except that everybody's a cel-shaded anime waifu and there's spaceships. I don't know, man. I'm such a fucking sucker that it's just like, I don't like Genshin Impact, but this one has spaceships and it's turn-based, so like,
and it looks kind of fun actually.
It looks kind of cool.
It's got
Also,
some cool
like,
designs actually.
There's one frame of this trailer where the lady puts the shoe down, and it's the fucking shoe going down from goddamn Kill la Kill that I've been rewatching, where I've seen what's her face do that over and over and over again.
People love that shit.
But yeah, I mean, like, it looks
also, she's got a guitar, which is rad.
bright, colorful. There's explosions. There's waifus. There's spaceships. There's fucking robots. All right, cool, man. Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Sounds like my shit, actually.
What do you think? You don't really do that many RPGs though, right?
No, well, it's more because of time nowadays.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, this would have been my fucking jam.
I'm wondering if this is gonna be on phones.
I don't know. Doesn't really seem to say.
Doesn't really. Here, let me see if I can find some more information real fast. Honkai Star Rail, space RPG. It's in the Honkai series.
It says it down there. Mobile platforms.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. But
PC
sure.
and mobile platforms. So it's probably like Genshin Impact, basically, right? I don't know what that one is. I don't care. Anyway, they also had a trailer for Zenless Zone Zero. I don't know if you were on when we talked about Zenless Zone Zero. We talked about Zenless Zone Zero, or was
I
that
don't think we
Amanda?
did. Not that I remember.
or Bryce.
I would have remembered talking about that Super Saiyan ass hair that showed up a second ago.
Okay, so this is another one that MiHoYo is making that's very like modern day anime.
That's furry.
Oh no! They're all mostly furries or waifus. And it's like a third-person action game that's also like a free-to-play online thing with this very kind of like. It kind of seems to me like a sort of Suda 51 meets Astral Chain kind of aesthetic to it. Very clean, very anime.
I definitely would have remembered this. Yeah, looking at it now.
Yeah, but this one apparently is an action game.
It looks kind of fun though.
I kind of like the idea that MiHoYo that they hit it big with Genshin Impact, and then they were just like, all right, start development on more games. Like,
yeah, start doing weird ass shit now.
Because this one seems like it's like turn based, and there's a million different characters that all have different like weapons and styles, and like cat girls and wolf boys and fucking panda bears with a big thing, and yeah. So that's Zenless Zone Zero. Haven't heard about that one before yet, huh?
It could be fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it other than furries, I guess, at this point.
So it's weird for me because I don't know what kind of reputation MiHoYo has, or MiHoYo or whatever. Yeah. Like I hear that Genshin Impact fans are always mad about something, but it always seems like they're mad about something stupid that I wouldn't be mad
That's
about
true,
if I was
for the
playing the
most
game.
part.
Like, because I'm not that invested in it. But
What's a lot? It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of weird anime people. I don't know.
yeah.
Never really understood it.
From there, Shredder's Revenge.
The coolest thing on this fucking list.
It kind of is the most exciting thing on this list. First off, as in a surprise to absolutely nobody, Casey Jones.
Yeah, Gungula, motherfuckers.
Yep. There was a slot that was open, and of course it was going to be Casey Jones.
Well, from the get-go, the second they announced April was a character, I'm like, so when are we getting Casey then?
Right.
And then we got fucking Master Splinter. I'm like, cool, but where's Casey?
Yeah. So Casey Jones.
I was worried he was going to be DLC after we weren't hearing anything about him for a while. But then they announced him, and then they're like, oh, by the way, this shit's coming out.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the headlines. Casey Jones, 6-player simultaneous multiplayer.
Fucking awesome. I'm so excited.
This shit's going to be on Game Pass on Xbox and PC, and it's coming out next Thursday. So
it's $25 for everybody else.
Yep.
Which is not bad. Not bad at all.
Because when you look at this, you're just like, oh my God, somebody finally just made a sequel to that game that I liked. Like, there wasn't any fucking around or like, oh, we got to reimagine the Turtles for a new audience. It was just like, no, I know what you fucking dorks want.
You want to beat up some ninjas.
Yep.
As your favorite turtle, and Casey Jones, and also April now.
So I guess what on the bad side, we've got Krang and Leatherneck. Leatherhead. Bebop and Rocksteady, Baxter Stockman's back here. I don't know who this is.
I can't tell by looking at it.
It's like a lady, like a weird.
I can't really tell by looking at it.
I don't know about that one. And of course the Shredder. So
very excited.
Yeah,
I'm curious as to who they got to voice some of the actors that who have passed from the '80s cartoon.
There was a news story about that, but I don't believe that I have it
because they got all 8, or not all 8. They got all the original 4 turtles from the '80s cartoon because they all love doing those voices. So I'm very excited.
Let's see. Humankind is getting 6 new cultures from Latin America. This is like that weird Civ thing that Sega made.
Okay.
And it's all like, I believe it's like 6 different South American cultures because you go through different eras, and so there's a different culture for each era.
That's kind of fun.
Also, it's coming to consoles. Also, it's coming to Game Pass.
So
that
sounds good.
Yeah,
PC
there you go.
Game Pass. That's Sega.
Fucking, I don't know how I don't know how you would never have Game Pass. I was talking with somebody who was like, "Yeah, my friend doesn't have Game Pass," and I was like, "What? Why?"
Do they have Netflix? Because it's just the same thing at this point.
We got another One Piece. The big One Piece. What's it called? Like
their new game.
Yeah, the One Piece JRPG.
Man, One Piece, holy shit, what a fucking long ass series.
Isn't it coming to an end? Did I read a thing? It says it's like finishing.
They announced they're going to start the final chapters.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean it's going to end like tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that's going on with My Hero right now, where they're like, we're getting towards the final act.
Okay.
But it's still going to take us a while because we're doing this chapter by chapter. So.
Okay. Yeah. This looks pretty. I mean, like the thing that I'm interested that looks good here is that I think so many anime games, and we actually saw this with the Mihoho, whatever it is stuff, where it's like so many anime games do like a bright, like kind of cell shaded thing, whereas I like the way that they've textured all of these characters. Like they look like they're like 3D models and not trying to be like a 2D representation.
Well, it looks like they did something that I really am happy that they did, which is that they took the way the animation was in what was J-Force, but they cartoonied it enough to where it's not creepy looking.
Right.
Because that was the thing about J-Force, was it had this sort of look to it, but everybody was so ultra realistic,
right,
that it was just creepy as fuck.
It looked really weird.
So somebody's like, let's do that, but like pull back, like fucking make Luffy look like an actual anime character, instead of an abomination to God.
Yeah. I think it looks good though. I mean, like. I don't know.
It looks great.
I don't
if
know
you love
if
One Piece, I'm sure you guys are going to be super fucking excited for this.
Yeah, I'm. I
wish I was in the One Piece, honestly, because there's so much of it out there.
I wish that the anime industry had any interest in making video games based on the shit that I like. That's not the My Hero Academia Arena Battler. Like I like so many animes, and it's just like, well, we're only gonna put effort into making ones for like 20-year-old animes that everybody likes. It's like, God damn it, fuck you guys.
I don't know, they're strange with what they decide on and what they decide to make too.
We got my list. This list sucks. God,
my brand.
What the fuck is the name of this game? This is that one that's like the Shin Megami Tensei Cyber thing.
I remember this. I just don't remember the name of it.
God damn it! I will find it. I
remember us talking about this one at length when they first announced it.
Yeah. What the? Oh, it's on the. Is it Devil Summoner 2?
It sounds right.
Is it Devil Summoner Soul Hackers? Devil Summoner Soul Hackers.
Yeah, Soul Hackers
2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The trailer just said it as you were looking.
Oh, okay. Well, I could have just fucking done that. Could have just fucking done that, couldn't I?
It just ended, and I was like, why didn't we just fast forward now that I think about it?
Because I'm bad. Because I'm bad at everything. It's fine.
Yeah, it turns out that's what the game was. But yeah, it was a game that I remember us talking about at length last time.
There was a very, very, very short trailer. It didn't show much of anything. The main reason it was there was to because there was voice. They were showcasing some of the English voice acting in it, and it was fine. It's fine.
I'm probably never going to play it, but yes, good for them.
There was a brief commercial for Samsung. Apparently, is putting a game center into their TVs that supports.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
xCloud, Stadia, like a bunch of different streaming platforms, so you can just like stream the shit directly to your TV.
You can Bluetooth your
GeForce Now
stuff to your
the controller. You can sync your controller.
Which I'm very excited. I'm excited the fact that gaming it continues to take over marketplaces.
Yeah,
and I'm very happy for the options that we're getting more and more for being able to save money now.
Sure,
because now it's like, hey, you can play Xbox games, but you don't need an Xbox. You can play all these other games. You don't need a console for it, like Stadia and them.
Yep.
You just really need the controller, and then go from there.
It's just a real shame that Google gave up on Stadia, because there was something there. They just could have like stuck with it, but they were like,
well, they haven't super given up on it, but
they canceled all the first party stuff.
Yeah, they canceled all that stuff, but they haven't they didn't cancel the service, which is what they're known for giving up on usually.
Yep.
So at least we got that going for us, which is nice.
Capcom Arcade Collection 2 was announced.
Ooh.
With some new stuff, like. I don't know. There's a lot going on here.
A lot of Street Fighters in there.
A lot of Street Fighter, Alpha.
Ooh, Mega Man the Power Battle. That's pretty cool.
Knights Around, the Speed Rumbler, King of Dragons, Tiger Road.
There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah. I mean, Capcom does like to put a bunch of shit in a collection, and that's also coming out this month, July 22nd.
Maybe next month.
That was Mario Strikers. Okay. I think we might have to stop. But I think we're almost done here.
Well, which one is this one? Since we're already midway through it.
fuck, it's just, God damn it. There's a stupid thing. Did you guys update your page? So this is one of those games. It's that game that's like it's got like a
this is that
death metal soundtrack,
death metal like rhythm shooter.
Yeah, where you have to shoot along with the rhythm to like kill like demons and angels and stuff. And it's got a bunch of like heavy metal people in it.
Lamb of God. It's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
It looks okay. I actually I think that weird like shooty machine gun mage game looks better than this, to be honest.
Well, it's the gimmick of this one,
right?
Is more what you're playing it for.
I tried playing it and I can't make my brain do rhythm games and also play games at the same time.
Yeah, I'm really bad at the rhythm plus thing. Yeah, if that makes sense. I try, but I've never been able to make it.
Metal Hellsinger.
People will love it though.
Hellsinger.
People will love it.
September 15th. So, yeah. And so I think with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and take a break. I think we're almost through. I can't tell how much further we have to go. Okay, yeah. So that's the end. So we're almost through, and the stuff that's left is mostly blurg. So I think we'll still get a chance to like kind of run through some of the news that we had from the week. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we're going to finish up Summer Game Fest. And then we will talk about the rest of the news. We'll see you then. We almost did it. We almost managed to do 2 hours of video game news and an hour of podcast.
Yeah. Who knows? We were so close, guys.
We were so close. Let's see. So when last we left off, it was Helsing, Sling Slayer. We got a launch trailer for The Quarry, which is coming out like, it will be out by the time you hear this.
Yes.
And this one was kind of like comedic. Like this trailer was a little bit more comedic, like kind of just like a hey, and then all the violence happens, whoa, wow, kind of thing. I'm really excited to end up playing this. I know some people in the Discord and various places were talking about it. Unfortunately, Brian Salisbury is out of town. I asked him, but he is indisposed.
You can always let's play it again.
We'll figure it out.
You could sequential that shit.
We'll figure something out.
There's a lot of like more recognizable actors in this than I feel like than there was in some of the other ones.
Was that? I mean, like okay, there's a guy at the beginning that looks an awful lot like Lance Henriksen.
Well, that's absolutely Lance Henriksen.
Okay, I didn't know if that was Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, that's absolutely him.
Okay,
at him.
All right.
Like some of these actors I know, but I don't know their names off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but they're definitely like people I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Kind of and like one of them was from Modern Family. Another one was from fucking those Insidious movies, I want to say.
Okay.
Something like that.
It sounds like from this trailer, it makes it sound like they're going to do an Until Dawn where there's like, it starts out as like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre and then it turns into like a weird supernatural thing after that.
Yeah.
So
I'm cool with that though.
Who knows? We got another trailer for Nightingale. This was announced a little while back.
What a trailer that I remember being like, this looks really cool. And they're like, it's a multiplayer fucking survival thing. It's like, I don't want anything to do with this now.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, it's like a weird Victorian survival thing, and then you can like open up these portals using cards that you craft to get to other areas, but then like portal demons will come through and you've got to defend against them. And I don't know, man, like Minecraft but with cards. I've already got V Rising. Thank you very much.
Well, I remember that first trailer. It made me so excited because it was like it's kind of like Sliders, where these people like went through a portal and then they're trying to find their way back.
Right.
I'm like, that's really cool, but it's not really about that. I'm like, fuck.
It's about building them bases.
It's about building bases. So
building them bases.
Protect themselves. I'm like, oh god, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. This one isn't really doing it for me a lot.
I'm sure people will love this. I just had no interest the second you told me what it was.
Well, do you remember in 2021? There was a point where it was like there was an early access Steam game that was like you're in a you're a bunch of people that were on like an icebreaker ship that you're trying to survive, and like one of the people is an Among Us monster, and like everybody talked about it for like 2 weeks, and I haven't heard a single thing about it.
I forgot about it, to be honest, until you told me. I was about to go, was that out already?
I believe it was because I considered playing it for the show. But yeah, Nightingale, whatever.
I'm sure you guys will love it. I'm sure.
Saints Row put out the boss factory, so you could basically just download the thing that lets you just make your custom boss. I thought about
wondering what this was.
Doing a let's play of just like, let's see if we can make Loretta and how bad we can make her look in the new Saints Row. I don't know. I mean, this goes on for a while, and there are a lot of like weird and goofy and kind of silly looking characters. Like
a lot of shit with this one, apparently.
There's a lot of different characters, and they all look weird.
I love that one of them just a super ripped fucking firefighter.
Yep.
It's gleaming.
Yep. There's actually one there. There's it looks like Loretta.
Somewhat Loretta-like.
Very briefly. She still looks a little too much. She looks more like a witch.
That's the issue, yeah.
But I can see where this is. I want to download this, and then we can start making alterations about eyeball sizes. And
it looks like Loretta's hotter younger sister, which is saying something.
Well, maybe Loretta got a glow up for Saints Row.
Maybe some plastic surgery. That's the best they could do.
Yeah. But
they're like, this is as far as I can go without just fucking killing you.
I got to be honest though, like the more I see of this game, the more I'm interested in playing it. Like I was a little worried
before it was very much like, it felt like that issue that a lot of reboots have, where they're like, this is where we're going to make it the super like what's the word I'm looking for? Inclusive experience kind of thing. You're like, well, that doesn't really feel like anything wacky is going on in this. And then the more the trailers they come out, the more like, yes, now that the rest of them are gone, here's the cool shit.
Yeah. Yep. We got from there we got a trailer for Dark Tide, which is that 4-player Warhammer 40K. It's Vermintide, but in the 40K universe, basically.
Okay.
I do like the fact that you could play as the giant.
That is pretty cool.
Who's just got like a big fuck off gun. I actually like the look of this because I like the futuristic shit a lot more than I like the medieval shit. And this looks like Left 4 Dead with chainsaw swords, which is a sentence that I am 100% okay with. Yes. So, also I like the fact that the big guy with his big knife appears to just be able to like just kind of saw right through people. Yeah. So.
There's just a lot of unique random shit going on in it.
Yeah, I don't know what all the zombies are about. I don't remember there being zombies in 40K, but I probably just don't know. Like there's
Some
probably
might
totally
not just be zombies. They might just be crazy people,
or like chaos
or something. Yeah.
Guys. Yeah, that's coming out September 13th. We got a trailer for Layers of Fears.
Oh yeah,
which is going to be the new Layers of Fears game. What's interesting is this is coming out early 2023, and this is, I think, the first game that I've seen with a release date with a full trailer that is being made in Unreal Engine 5.
Really now?
Which I have to assume that they either converted to or they got their hands real early on some alpha shit.
I feel like they might have converted some of it.
Yeah.
Because of how easy it is, at least according to the way they were presenting in Real 5.
Yeah.
How easy it is to convert some of it.
Yeah. You know what? I'm really looking forward to when we start seeing the first Unreal 5 stuff come
the first
out.
People who really like get to chew on it.
Yeah, like made by game developers, not like weird modders that are just like, I made Cyberpunk, I made fucking Skyrim.
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm very excited at the idea of that sort of thing.
Because this is also going back to like the painting motif as opposed to the second one that was like a movie star on a boat or something. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Because Unreal Engine 5 looks fucking fly as hell, man. Like,
that's the reason I think this one is more conversion stuff.
Yeah,
because a lot of it's not that impressive,
right?
When you look at it,
it's mostly just like the lighting is way better.
Yeah, I think that's part of what it comes down to.
Yeah, but hey, cool. I mean, sure. I've been very hit or miss on Bloober Team. I don't know. Maybe this will be the one that turns me around on them. I liked Blair Witch all the way up until the point where I couldn't play the last level.
I forgot about that. I never got a chance to play it. I kept meaning to. I just never got around to it.
I mean, the thing is that Blair Witch did a really good job of getting you lost in the forest from the Blair Witch, and in that way it was very true to the source material. But also, I didn't want to just be running around in circles like, God damn it, I'm back at the camp again. The fuck did I get here? God damn it.
It's a fucking escalator again.
Also, that game has one of those, like, you get to the end and it's like, oh, did you disperse any of the bad guys? Then you get the bad ending. And it's like, what? I didn't know there was a good or a bad ending. Like,
I'm not a fan of games when they don't really tell you that, per se. It depends on how it plays out, I think.
Yep. We got a Gotham Knights trailer for Nightwing. Just Nightwings and Gotham Knights.
Nightwing. He does spins and flips and shit because he's an acrobat.
Yeah. This game is just not doing it for me, Michael.
No, it is not. The more I see of it, the more I'm like, this game looks worse the longer you show me things on it. I'm sorry, to be honest.
You know what it is? Is it? I feel like the more I look at this, the more it has in common with like the Avengers, and the less it has in common with like Arkham Knight.
No,
right?
Absolutely. That's one of the main issues I have with it. And that's, as a guy who likes the Avengers, the reason I have an issue with that is that in the Avengers there's multiple heroes. In this, there's only like 4 of them,
right?
And a lot of their costumes are ugly.
And their backstories are weird.
And also, like, the story is that the main character is dead.
Right.
Whereas when that happens in Avengers, Captain America turned out to be alive.
Right.
So...
Also, there's this weird thing where Red Hood has magic powers because he went from the Lazarus pit. And
for
it's like,
reasons.
Why? Did you see the thing last week where they had to rewrite Batgirl's backstory?
No.
Because the backstory on the website was like, yes. And then after her father was died, because apparently it's like her backstory was that she was paralyzed, as Barbara Gordon is, and then it was like, and then her father died, and so like she just got so mad that she like trained really hard. Now she could walk again, and everybody was like, I'm sorry, that's not how that works.
That's not how any of that works. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
So they changed it up a little bit to be like, she got a bunch of like surgery and intense rehabilitation, and now she's back on the team. And it's like, okay,
it's a little better.
Not just the like, I got so mad that I jumped out of my wheelchair and started
did
fighting
push-ups.
Yes,
I did so many push-ups I could walk again. I'm sorry, what? Doesn't make any sense.
And then last but not least, we spoiled it before, but The Last of Us is coming back. They're putting out a remastered version of the
remake. Yeah.
First, they talked to fucking Druckmann about the multiplayer. They're making a multiplayer.
Yeah, that's still a thing. I forgot about that.
Free to play multiplayer Last of Us. I didn't care about Last of Us multiplayer, so I don't really care about this one either. They talk a little bit about the HBO show. Apparently, Troy Baker and what's her face that played Ellie are like on that show.
Really?
They're not like those characters, and he says like, well, we wanted them to be part of it. We didn't want them to have like walk-on cameos. So they're actually like actual characters. Because he says, and we're going to bring out 2 of the actors from the Last of Us HBO show. And fucking Troy Baker comes back out on stage.
I love the idea, though. I love the idea that they actually did, the show actually did do the they walk on stage and die situation.
Right.
Because I love the idea of Troy Baker entering a scene going, hi, kids, I'm Troy Baker, and then just getting killed immediately. I'd be like, I'm cool with this. Let this be the ending instead.
Yeah. But then at the end, they show a little bit the remake of Last of Us. Okay, so they're using all like the original dialogue, and they're even using the original like motion capture, but he goes into this whole shtick. I don't know if you saw this about like
I did not.
The like they converted them into better looking models. Like they converted the characters into better models on a higher resolution, higher textured world. And then apparently like the character artists went back in and like watched like the motion capture and then like made very subtle like adjustments to movement because now they've got the higher fidelity models.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't redo the motion capture. It's still the same motion capture as before, but it's been like tweaked to be better than before.
Yeah, you don't really have to redo motion capture likely, but
yeah,
I think the things that got changed the most are the
faces.
The faces are one, but the clickers.
Yeah,
the clickers themselves are way more detailed than they were before.
Yep.
And I think that seems to be selling it more than the rest of the character looks.
Yep.
But yeah, there are some facial features that look a lot better than they did before.
It's on the PS. It's going to be on the PS5, and then it's eventually coming to the PC. I mean, okay, so And then here's the point where Jeff gets all Jeff and shit, where it's like, this is fine for people that like this game and it's like their favorite game. I'm not going to play The Last of Us again. I've already played it twice, and that to me was enough times. Like,
that's the thing, is I've only played it the one time, so I could see myself playing this again.
Sure.
The issue is it's going to be a $70 release, as far as I've heard.
Oh yeah, I don't know yet.
Somebody was saying that on Twitter, but I haven't heard yes or no to that. But the price tag, the main reason the price tag is an issue for me is because the remaster looks fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, this great looking as the PS5 version does.
Yeah.
But it still looks like a great game even now.
The main thing, they do a bunch of like side by sides, and the main thing seems to be that like the old one, kind of like older games do, has like these harder, sharper light edges to it, and that it's a lot softer in the
because there's a better lighting engine.
Yeah, because it's using like, I'm assuming it's using like ray traced lighting.
Because a lot of people bring that up. They're like, how come it looks darker? It's like, because it has a better lighting engine. Like,
right.
It's now lit the way it would be if they were in a room that looked like that.
Yeah.
And it happens to be that game is dark as fuck.
Yes.
Electricity isn't really a thing that happens in this game that often, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's cool that they're doing this. I like, part of me really wishes that they would let Naughty Dog go and let them make something that wasn't either Uncharted or The Last of Us, because I remember it was so exciting when they were able to do this passion project about Uncharted, and then they moved on to do The Last of Us, and that was fine. And then it's like, okay, well, now you have to do Uncharted 3, and now you have to do The Last of Us 2, and now you have to do The Last of Us multiplayer. Now you have to remaster The Last of Us. Now you have to remaster The Last of Us a second time, and it's like, oh my God, just let them do whatever the fuck they want next and quit cranking out the same game over and over and over again.
See, the reason I don't have too much issue with that is the fact that they've always gone through these little cycles where they're like, they're gung ho about one specific thing, which was Crash Bandicoot originally, and then they were gung ho about Jack and Daxter the entire time.
Yeah,
and then they were gung ho about Uncharted for a while, and they're in the stage of their gung ho about Last of Us. And I'm still waiting on that Uncharted kart game, guys. Come on, still waiting on that shit. Make a Last of Us 1 too. Fuck it.
I think some of this is Sony pressure getting them to just kind of do similar stuffs, but I don't know. Well, Neil Druckmann, just to head off any comments on stage, he did say like he's in the early phases of working on whatever their next thing is. I desperately, desperately hope that it's not called Uncharted or The Last of Us, because
the Unlast of Us.
Because Michael, those games, like, they really pushed a lot of the standards of video game industry forward as far as storytelling and as animation and like the kind of games that you could make. Like, they always make like, these really top tier AAA games, and I just want them. I love new stuff, so I want to see them do something different. Like,
well, that's the thing. Like I said, I get that 100%. It's just that like like I said, I've gone through this road with Naughty Dog before.
Sure,
and it's usually just the patience thing. But the difference is that game development takes longer than it did back then.
Sure.
So when they made like 3 or 4 games, then it was like a year almost.
I also hope
so now it's like a 3-year process. So yeah. I
also hope that Neil Druckmann isn't like in this fucking. I hope they could just make something that's like fun. I mean, and I don't mean like fun, like the video games aren't fun.
The story fun is what you mean.
Yeah, the story is
like
fun.
Uncharted 1 through 3 is fun.
Right. Uncharted 4 is not exactly super. I mean, it kind of tries to be, but it's a little too
fun,
serious.
But it has a lot of weird issues with it that make it not as fun as those 3.
And I find The Last of Us to be a grim slog.
Also, it's got the biggest plot hole of the entirety of the Uncharted series.
What, the brother that comes out of nowhere?
Well, that
was never mentioned before in the entire history of all of the games.
Not so much the brother, but the brother's story that he tells Nate. It's like all you had to do was Google the guy's name, and you would have avoided the entirety of the beginning of the 3rd act.
That's true. Okay, well, you know what? That was the Summer Games Fest. We'll see what happens next. We are only human, and we only record once a week, so like we can't do everything all at once. But I did have a full podcast planned, so let's see about ripping through some of this stuff. So we did get the news that apparently the Electronic Entertainment Expo has said that they are going to be bringing back E3 next year for realzos.
But does anybody want that?
That's a really good question. I would be interested to hear what you and anybody else thinks about that. I think the era of E3 is over, because it used to be that the overhead of like collecting game industry people and then the logistics of presenting new games and whatnot used to be a lot higher, so it kind of made sense to bring people together into a place where they could show games off to industry professionals and show stuff. But industry professionals aren't what they used to be, and production for a show is way lower. See, the fact that I fucking crank out 12 videos a week forever.
It's true.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm as good as like E3, but hey, man, I could make a Nintendo Direct with fucking Jeff Puppet up there. Like,
But the thing about E3 is that I feel like the version of E3 that we've come to know, I want to say love, but we sort of love, is no longer a thing that needs to be done anymore.
Yeah.
Because, hell, we just fucking did Jeff Keighley's 2-hour thing.
Right.
Like, anyone can be like, hey, I'm just going to have a show. Do you want to come and show off your shit?
Yeah.
And specifically, Jeff Keighley says that, and everybody shows up. Whereas E3, everybody stopped going to E3 after a while. Like, even some of the bigger names are like, I'm just going to do my own thing now.
Yep.
And if E3 comes back, just go back to what you're used to your roots, where you were just a business-ass conference where you're like, here's a bunch of graphs. We sold some stuff here. And then there's this part here.
See, I mean, at this point,
at that point, that's all. That's what it is. It's just an old industry thing.
Yeah,
like just use it for that again.
Yeah,
because at that point, no one cares.
I mean, I would say that there used to be a point where E3 had value because you could get game journalists to go play builds of games in person, and then tell people what they thought about it. But nowadays, it's like you look at fucking Steam, like during E3, and they put out all these like indie demos and stuff, and the places that a lot of, like, what was it? The last E3 I think was 2021, and I don't remember if it was that one or if it was 2019, where I believe you and I were talking about how many of the games that they showed in presentation were just sizzle trailers. They weren't gameplay.
They weren't anything.
So you couldn't even try to get a handle on what the gameplay would be like, because they weren't even showing you anything. They were just showing you a trailer that could have been cut. It would make any game look good. You can make any game look good. I can make Gilson's games look fucking amazing if you gave me a week and Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, exactly. If you're curious as to why I mentioned the charts and stuff, if you look up old E3 footage from a certain time frame, it's very much like, this is a business conference. The room isn't even that big.
It starts with 30 minutes of fucking graphs.
3 rows. Yep. There's a guy who's just he makes those really bad business people jokes.
Yep.
Where they're like, oh, the graph must be upside down. Like shit like that.
Right.
Like it was never like Jamie Kennedy, come on down and piss off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like it was just, they didn't know what the fuck, they didn't expect it to be a thing. They weren't showmen, they were business people being like, yeah, the GameCube's coming out, that's kind of cool.
Right.
And then they'll just go on. They'll just move on from there.
Projections for the fourth quarter of PSP sales are up by 20%.
Exactly. Like, oh, by the way, I guess we're making a new Smash Brothers. That's kind of neat, I guess.
Yeah.
The Smash Brothers, I think it's the announcement to Smash Brothers Melee. There's no fanfare to it at all.
Right.
They're just like, yeah, we're making another Smash Brothers. We're expecting it to sell, the GameCube pretty well.
So, yeah.
Kind of thing. It's like, that's it. That's all it was.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if there's any real need for it anymore.
There isn't. There just isn't anymore. Not the way, like I said, not the way we remember it being back in the day when you got a Game Informer magazine and you're like, what did they say? Like the thing that you could never find out because YouTube wasn't a thing. People weren't uploading these things, and if they did, you didn't have the internet to view it very well.
And Twitch wasn't a thing either.
Exactly.
Yet, so
it was all surprises because you didn't know what the fuck. It was like you were hearing hearsay legends.
Right.
Kind of like Legend says that they're gonna make a Call of Duty game. Like that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, here's Call of Duty.
Yep.
There's all of the shit.
Here is Call of Duty.
Buy it.
Wow, #1 on trending on YouTube. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 World Gameplay Reveal Trailer. Of course, this is like you can't hear it, but this trailer has some Metallica in it. It makes Call of Duty look like super fun, it always does.
They always make random ass things look badass.
Yeah. So yeah, we're not going to spend too much time on this because, as I said before, they announced it. They did confirm it is going to be on Steam. We got the thing for that. So this will be the first time in a long time that it wasn't BattleNet only. But it's also going to be $70 on Steam.
That's what I heard about. And the internet was a little annoyed by that.
Yeah,
but you know the thing you guys need to remember is that their Steam has sales like every 20 fucking seconds.
Yeah,
so you guys are going to be fine.
Yeah, nope, it'll be fine. We got, I don't even know why we got this up. Battlefield 2042 has their first season. It's called 0 Hour. It's got like some new stealth helicopters. It's got a new hero. It's got some new guns. It's got like a crossbow. This is they put out a trailer. This is pretty cool. Where they've got this person in a helicopter like flying through. They've got this new map that's like Colorado map where it's very vertical, so it's got a lot of like super tall stuff that's happening. I mean, you know, they don't appear to have shut down 2042 development entirely. So
which is, you know, like I don't want Battlefield to fail. But I don't know if they don't want it to fail.
Right.
Is really what it felt like. I'm not saying that they want it to fail. But.
I mean, you know, there's like this whole sequence in here where the person jumps off with a wingsuit and like busts in and starts shooting people.
They want to do cool stuff. It's just that sometimes the game's not going to do what they want it to do. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, you can make any trailer look good. You can make any trailer look good. So, yeah. Let's see. We're plowing through here. Halo Infinite is getting a co-op beta for the single player.
God, I wish I cared. Because that story is so short. You finish it so fast.
Yep.
That like there's no real reason to want to do co-op on it now.
Yeah.
Because everyone's finished it by now.
Yep, that's what somebody in the comments was like. Yeah, this would have been great when this launched, but I don't care. I'm not going to go back and play the campaign again.
I'm sure some streamers are going to like jump on it and do legendary together or some shit. But
sure.
And with all the skulls on or some shit. But that's really the only thing I could see somebody wanting to do this with now.
But even this, I mean, like the flights, right? The beta flights are going to start in July, and then later this year, co-op will be fully rolled back into it.
Which is so dumb.
Which, you know, the problem is that if it hadn't been on Game Pass, right? You could have waited for the price to go down and then for co-op to get added and been like, I'm going to spend $40 on it later this year.
I guess that's true.
But because it's on Game Pass, it's like, we already have that shit.
Yeah, we all beat the game already.
Yeah. Anybody that wanted to already really has.
It's a very easy game.
Yeah. From there, we have a very interesting story, Michael. I don't know if you know about this, but an independent games journalist, this guy named Tom Henderson, a freelance reporter for Try Hard Guides, said that he was leaked this video from Kojima Productions of the next Hideo Kojima game that is a horror game.
Interesting.
It has Margaret Qualley, who played Mama in Death Stranding, in like a blue dress, third person, walking down a hallway. It's real creepy. There's all kinds of like creepy stuff and creaky creaks going on. And then there's like a big jump scare at the camera. And then it comes up and it says like Overdose, a Hideo Kojima game. And like, so he just wrote like, hey, somebody leaked this to me and I saw it on Twitter. And then what happened next was Kojima Productions reached out and they were like, we would like you to take this story down, please. And this person's response apparently was, well, I haven't broken an NDA because I didn't sign one.
Yeah.
I haven't shown any screenshots or unauthorized materials. All I did was say something that I saw. And they were just like, well, we would still appreciate that you take this down. And they were like, no. So it appears, and there's also, this ties in with some other rumors that Keighley wanted to show something really, 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 really big at Game Awards.
Oh, God.
And wasn't able to. And instead that there's probably, at the Summer Games Fest, is probably going to be showing something at Game Awards instead, which, given his relationship with Hideo Kojima, makes a lot of sense.
It was absolutely this, which is probably why somebody had it to begin with.
Yes. Yeah.
Jeff Keighley, you're gonna have to hunt somebody down, buddy. Somebody did something stupid.
Yeah. So this is really interesting. What do you think about the idea of Hideo Kojima making a horror game? I don't think I've ever played a Hideo Kojima horror game before.
You have. It's called PT.
Well, okay, but like a full game. Like,
well, that's what I mean.
You know,
Like, that's the thing is that's exciting about it, is that we have,
Right.
but we haven't really, and I want to find out what that's like.
well, because
so bad.
I honestly think that Hideo Kojima's meta bullshit would probably work a lot better in a
It's gonna work great in a horror
game, right?
Like even when he did it in the Metal Gear games, it was horrifying.
Yeah.
When just like random shit, when they were just like, I see you like to play Castlevania. Like, how did he know?
Yeah, because I mean, there's a certain part I get the criticism of when you're playing this game all about like dudes what are shooting guns at each other in Soldiers in War, and they're just like, what does love really mean? And it's like, what? Like, it's about memes, the memes that control the world, Jack. Like, and you're like, what the fuck is this guy with the octopus arms talking about?
There's a lot of great like little horror moments in those Metal Gear games. Like every Metal Gear game has some sort of horror point in it.
Yeah.
Like every single one. Like, yeah, I don't think any of them don't, to be honest.
It'll be interesting to see full focus on that, especially with the reins off. Because I mean, at this point, like, I'll be honest, man. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a little disappointing. Like, good gameplay, story not so great. I'm not even sure if they could have finished the story if it would have been as satisfying as some of the other stuff. Like, we've read kind of what it was kind of supposed to be.
Yeah, there's some middle parts that like the unfinished footage that you can find.
Yeah,
it does explain more stuff, but there's whole other areas that probably had more story in it that probably would have made it better.
Yeah, but even with all of that, it's like to me, it's the weakest of them.
Oh no, it's absolutely the weakest. It's also because it's such a random prequel,
right?
And even its reveal is kind of weird.
It is. I do like the way that the retcon is like. So you remember when you were 10 years old and you played Metal Gear Solid? You killed yourself, stupid!
Yeah. Remember when in Metal Gear, you shot yourself in the face with a rocket launcher? I'm like, oh my god, I did. And I loved it.
But
and it only works if you actually made yourself.
Right.
I had a friend who didn't, and he was like, oh.
But for the most part, I think that Hideo Kojima has not disappointed me, especially because last year I went back and replayed Death Stranding. I really liked Death Stranding. Like, I know that when it came out, it was very split with people just being like, "Oh, you just walk around." It's like,
I loved it when it came out.
Really,
we loved it.
We
wouldn't stop talking about all the dumb shit we did to get packages from one place to the other. Oh my god, it's the best.
Yep. Let's see. We found Bloober Team, so we don't need to talk about that. I'm gonna go into this slightly, but speaking of Metal Gear, speaking of horror games, you know that abandoned game?
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
Oh, okay. Everybody needs to go read GameSpot has a full article. This game is not coming out. This game is a mess.
There's no way it could at this point.
This apparently, like, the main dev for this game, who is this guy named where is he? Hassan Karaman, had this thing on the Discord after the first Abandoned trailer came out, when there was a lot of hype for it, where people would come in and he would start making like subgroups on the Discord where he would invite people in that he thought he like really liked, and then like he'd get mad at people, and so he'd start kicking them out and then like reduce the number of people into these smaller and smaller circles, and like he would say a thing and then people would leak that to the press, and then the press would come at him and say, we have this leak. Is this abandoned? And he'd be like, no, that's a lie. And they'd be like, well, this video file is hosted on your website. Like, what do you mean it's a lie? And then he would be like, I was testing all of you in here to make sure that you weren't traitors by putting out fake leaks. And then I'm going to find out who leaked the leak, because apparently the plot of this game has changed several times. Like,
well, even what he said it was going to be has changed several times.
Yeah.
Like, one of the first things he said is like, well, it was a PS1 game,
right,
or something, or some old PlayStation game that never got made, which is the reason he says it was called Abandoned to begin with.
Right.
And then, like, a while back later, he's like, well, that's not actually what it is. It's like, wait, what the fuck's happening? Like, I remember he's like, well, we have this app that's going to come out that's going to have the first trailer for it.
Yep.
And then when the day came, and they're like, well, it wasn't working or something, so we're gonna get it back to you. And then that was the last I remember hearing about it personally.
It's worth reading this article because basically it's like this dude ginned up a little bit of like stuff, and then he doesn't know, and he also doesn't have any money. Like they're trying to get the prologue done as a way of then attracting investors.
Oh Jesus!
To finish the game, but apparently, like he also demands that the people in these Discord servers like play Rainbow Six Siege with him, or he'll kick them out of like the inner circle of the abandoned Discord. It is a wild article, everybody, and I highly recommend going and reading it.
Oh my God!
What I basically just want to say is that, like, from all accounts, this game, I don't believe it will ever come out. And two, if it does, I'm willing to bet it's going to be fucking terrible.
Oh, it's absolutely going to be terrible. He has no idea what the hell this entire thing is.
Yeah. Yes. And it appears that he's just changing the game based on like what the memes about the game.
It's like a Ponzi scheme.
Are like popular. Yeah. So. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Boom. Go read it. It's over on GameSpot. It's called Blue Box Dev Behind PS5's Abandoned Misled Fans Solicited Business Deals in Toxic Chat Room.
I never expected it to go this fucking deep.
This article goes on and on and on.
Jesus Christ.
He asked people in this chat room to sign like these weird handwritten NDAs that aren't spelled correctly. Or
my God.
There's a story about one guy where he's like a person in America who he's like, hey, can I use your house as like the distribution point for the United States distribution of this so I don't have to rent out a warehouse? I'll wire you like $1,500 and then like once it's done you can keep whatever's left from the money or something like that. Like there's wild shit in here, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, go read it.
That's fucking insane.
It's some wild shit.
Some bad shit fucking insane. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. So, boom. Check that out.
Distribution center. What?
It's weird. It's
very
weird.
Have a big house. What the fuck?
Very weird. Let's see. From there, last week, John and I played Diablo Immortal. And this week we found out some people did some math. And they found out that if you would like to max out a character in Diablo Immortal, it will be $111,000 in microtransactions or 10 years of playtime.
It's fucking insane because I watched Inside Games video on this, and they went through the math and the explanation as to why it's that high.
It's so confusing.
And it's because it's super fucking confusing. Like the entire time they were doing it, like they were like, this is fucking stupid. None of this makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, there's the 5-star gems, but they're not actually 5 stars. They can get up to 5 stars.
Yes.
It's like, what the fuck are you people talking about?
Yeah.
But the drop rate of like an actual 5-star
0.5
is so fucking low.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even. It was like 0.045 or something.
Oh, okay.
Like something stupid. Like because the 0.5 was like the actual gems themselves, but the 5 is lower than that because it's like, well, you can maybe if you can get a 5-star gem, but it could be a 3-5, it could be a 4-5, like shit like that. It's like, what the fuck are you people talking about?
Yeah.
And they're like, and you can upgrade it, but you need one that's higher. And it's like, but that's even worse. Like you understand how that's worse?
Yeah.
And it's just insane. And even the money stuff was like. It wasn't even like it's a guarantee that you'll get it.
Right.
It was like you had to do it like 22,000 times to maybe get it during that time. Somebody apparently, okay, this is my favorite part. Somebody apparently is trying to get it, is trying to do it right now, and has already spent over $6,000 trying to do it. just getting one, by the way. He hasn't gotten one of them.
Yeah.
And this is since the game has come out.
So at first, when the story first broke, Michael, my response, I told this to you, I think yesterday, I was like, of course it's a fucking ripoff. Like, it's a fucking phone game. Like, it's Blizzard and it's a phone game. But I think that the thing is that you pointed out that it's like, this is the biggest ripoff of any fucking phone game that you've ever seen. Like, the amount of time that you were expected to put in here. Like, they've stacked the deck, like... We all know that the house always wins, right?
Yeah.
But if there's like a 1 in 3 chance you'll win, you're like, okay, you know what? You can take my money 2/3 of the time, the other third I'll get, and then eventually you're going to get my money or whatever. But like, if you went to Las Vegas and there was a slot machine and it was like, your chance to win on this slot machine is 0.000001, and that was like in a big sticker, and like there's a big flashing light that was like, here's the 0.000001 slots. Nobody would play it.
No.
Because they'd be like, no. No.
And if you win, you'll get like $20.
Right.
Like it's not even huge.
Right. So
like that's the thing, because when I was looking at it, even the one of the stingiest ones with their drops, Raid Shadow Legends has like a 3 or 4 time higher drop rate than this fucking game does. And it's fucking insane.
Like
It's absolutely absurd.
It's like they need to go back to their Skinner box people, right? Because like you have to let the chump win sometimes.
Yeah.
Or if the chump never wins, then eventually they're gonna stop. They're gonna be like, okay,
Yeah.
this is bullshit. Like, no. But I actually watched this with these guys, these Bellular News guys. I put this on in the background while I was sniping some butts, and they were talking about how like they have that thing where when you first start playing the game and it offers you like a $1 buy-in for a thing,
Yeah.
and then it gives you just enough so that when you beat the first boss, if you do one more dollar, then you'll have enough to buy like one of the good things. But that's just at the beginning. It's just like to get you started. But the thing is that most phone games at the beginning will just give you some shit for free.
Yeah.
Like the idea that this is so stingy. It again, I keep coming back to this. We're like 3 years ago, Michael, 4 years ago on this show, I wasn't sitting here going like, Blizzard, what the fuck? Like you made the loot boxes. Like you made the loot boxes a thing with Overwatch, and like surely you know that you have to let the suckers win from time to time to keep them fucking playing, or else they'll just go play something else. There's so many. You can go play Path of Exile right now for free. Like not on your phone, but you could totally go play it. Like,
it frustrates me so much with this thing because I have heard that people like playing the game itself.
Yeah.
But there's like, it has a PvP mode, and everybody who's doing only free stuff said like, well, it's super obvious that if you put any money into it, you immediately are better than everybody else.
Right.
Like immediately. Like it's like if there was a team of only free to play people who didn't spend anything, and a team of like 3 whales minimum in there, you're just fucked, basically.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure that eventually we're going to see a readjustment. Like, I don't think they'll just let this stand, because even if they don't care about the bad press, like once that number becomes public, people will read it and stop playing. They'll just be like, well, there's no reason to keep playing this.
The people who are really into it are going to be like, I'm going to just stop playing because there's no real reason.
Also,
there's no end game at that point.
If I'm not mistaken, it's also like the lowest rated Blizzard game on Metacritic now.
Is it?
Oh, hey, look, Jurassic World got a 38. Great.
Good for that. 62?
No. That's critic score. 0.4 user score.
For user score? Jesus fucking Christ.
That's on the PC version, and the iPad version, iOS version has 0.5.
Oh my god.
Just 0 after 0 after 0 after like.
This is a good one. This is not a game. It is a casino.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. I mean, the thing is that, like, again, when John and I played it, it was like the actual game itself was relatively inoffensive. I don't like the MMO stuff where you have a bunch of other people running around with you. Yeah. Kind of breaks the immersion to me in something like Diablo that has this kind of gothic feel to it. I also think that they should have done more work getting the UI to look like the Diablo UI on the PC because it's just the phone UI.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
But
so
that's a shame.
What a piece of shit.
What a shame.
Let's see. Speaking of a lot of money, this is another bummer of a story, Michael, but apparently we know that we've read this before. Saudi Arabia has a Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, which is they've taken the oil money and they realize it's not going to live forever, and so they're reinvesting like big chunks of money into stuff. They purchased a chunk of who was it? Like 5% of Nintendo. And a few other places, but apparently this Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund put $1 billion into Embracer Group, making them like the kind of like the biggest stockholder.
That's interesting.
I'm not a really big fan because of Mohammed bin Salman and Jamal Khashoggi and that whole just like fucking sent the guy, they cut the guy's head off who like said the stuff they didn't like. Like, I'm not a big fan of that guy. So
no, I get that, yeah.
I'm also not really a big fan of like sovereign countries making huge investment in video game industries.
It's a strange thing to do.
Industries.
Yes, it's very strange. But as long as they don't interfere with the game itself, I don't have too many issues with it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I don't know. Not my favorite thing. Thought I would point it out in case
If it's
anybody...
not like Iron Man 3 when they're like, there has to be a scene where Iron Man talks to the surgeon and a bunch of Chinese kids. I'm like, that's a real thing that happens, by the way, in the Chinese version of Iron Man 3.
And it's not like Rhode Island where your fucking professional baseball player just tanks your investment because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the problem is that I actually really like Embracer Group's thing where they have like a bunch of kind of like misfit toys.
Yeah.
And they're just like, just go do it. Just go do the thing. It's fine, guys.
Here's
like,
some
just
money. Go see a Star Wars.
make a reasonable amount of money for us, and we're going to be okay with that. We don't need every money.
And I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I'm glad that fucking... I'm really glad that the Deus Ex guys, Eidos Montreal, is that who it is?
Yeah, Eidos
are like
Montreal.
no longer owned by Square fucking Enix.
Same with Crystal
Like,
Dynamics. Those guys, they made the great Tomb Raider games.
Yep.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here. You didn't make Call of Duty money.
Yep.
Like, I guess.
Let's see. Speaking of weird shit online,
I heard about this.
Epic Game Store is releasing a battle royale game with NFTs. This is a cowboy battle royale game called Grit that appeared to just be kind of a battle royale cowboy game, and then got converted into some NFT bullshit.
So the reason I heard about this is my favorite thing. So somebody on Twitter posted video of this game because they saw it at some sort of conference or something. I don't remember what conference it was.
Okay.
And they gave them like a free NFT or some shit.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But they were like, this shit looks AAA, guys. This game looks amazing. And then every time they showed footage of it, you're like, this looks fucking awful. Like everyone was like, this looks bad. Like they showed this to people.
Yeah.
That's what the people's answers were.
Well, it's funny.
He's like, don't believe it. In person, it was played amazing. It's like, and then they show a guy aim, and you're like, man, that looks fucking bad.
there was another. I don't know if it might have been in a different story, but there was another.
That's the guy.
This is the video.
That's the guy.
Of them showing off horse armor that you could get, and somebody just found that pack on the Unreal Engine, on the Unreal Store.
Jesus.
Of like, this is just this unadulterated asset from. This is an asset flip.
Not even a good one.
Yeah, and it looks like garbage. But
yeah, look at the animations on that guy.
what is with the arm?
Exactly.
It's
like it looks
horrible.
fucking awful.
That looks
And
terrible.
Every time somebody commented on something, he'd be like, "No, it looks great, dude. It's like a AAA game."
Yeah.
There's a good one. Twitter destroyed the quality completely, is what he said.
Oh yeah, this is the one where he shows this horse, and then somebody responded. It was to this tweet with the fucking store page from the Unreal Store with that horse.
Jesus Christ.
Of just like that. Yeah, this is the one that I saw. Here's this horse, and then up here is the horse that they are selling.
That's the NFT that he says he was given
As an
when he
NFT.
wins.
Oh, okay.
Which is even better because that makes it even fucking more amazing.
Yep, pretty terrible. Also, it's going to be on the Epic Store because Steam doesn't allow blockchain bullshit. Tim Sweeney has said that he does allow blockchain bullshit. However, Tim Sweeney also spent the last week going after a crypto group that created Fortnite coin.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by
just
this.
with like the Fortnite logo, and they launched it. And Tim Sweeney apparently went to a dozen of their tweets and was just like, "This is a scam." Like he put it on there, and they're like, they're trying to pull that crypto shit, but unfortunately, this might be one of the beginnings of the ends, because the thing is that this Fortnite key is like, what did they say? It's a fair launch, community-driven Fortnite games fan-created cryptocurrency project with no specified owner or company structure behind it or a CEO deciding on its future.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
And I think that they like to do this shit because they're like, well, you can't shut us down. We don't even have a CEO. Who are you going to go after? And it's like, well, I'm going to get a court order to turn off your fucking server. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a court order to delete wherever this shit is.
This is copyrighted material.
The district court isn't going to be like, but it's on the distributed blockchain. It's on several DAOs at this point. It's like,
It's unregulated.
I don't give a fuck. Delete it. It's copyright infringement. It doesn't matter if you infringe copyright here and there and near and far and hither and yon. Like when you get the ruling that says like, no, then you have to go track that shit down and remove it, which, remember, is next to impossible to do to blockchain. because
yeah.
you can't remove things from the blockchain. It's write only. So you literally have to fork the blockchain in order to well, the problem is that you can't even if you can rewind to the place where those things were added to the blockchain and then fork the entire thing and then write a new blockchain that doesn't have those things, but then it affects everything else that was written to it. It's a chain, right?
Yeah.
It's like removing links on a chain, so it changes the chain. So, and I'm just I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier about this because Tim Sweeney has a shitload of money and a lot of time on his hands and nothing better to do but be and he said, our lawyers are on this. They're doing this right now. It doesn't matter if you don't have a fucking CEO.
Yeah, I love the remark. Sweeney disagreed. That's not how trademarks and copyright works.
Yup.
You can't just do that.
You can't use the Fortnite name and images without permission to market an unrelated product, because as I understand it, the Fortnite coins have the F from Fortnite
there's an actual
on
symbol
them.
on it.
Yeah,
all of that stuff is copyrighted.
Yeah,
the word Fortnite itself isn't copyrighted, I assume. But even then, it's they know what they're doing, even if they named it that.
I think the thing is that you can make a case.
Well, actually, that's the thing. Actually, now that I think about it, the way they spell Fortnite isn't how you spell Fortnite, anyways.
There is a spelling of Fortnite that I believe is spelled like that. That's an Old English version, essentially.
But I mean, the main one that most people do now.
The problem is that,
at least I think, I don't know. I'm not an English major.
You can use certain words that are copyrighted as long you can make you have to make an argument in court.
Yeah.
But you can sometimes use words that are copyrighted that are in common parlance. What was the guy? There's that video game guy that anything that used
Monster.
Which one was it?
Well, I'm thinking of what Monster did.
No, not that. There was this one guy that copyrighted Flash or something like that.
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was.
And he would take anybody to court who used that in their game. The thing is that I just this crypto bullshit. I'm so glad it's crashing, and I'm so glad that there's a thing
Saga.
where it's just was it?
This is the word saga.
I don't.
Because it was the Candy Saga guy. He wanted to sue Banner Saga. You remember? Well, that's one of the ones that I can remember.
I think it's a different guy that I'm thinking of, but
there's
I can't
a lot of
remember what it
guys.
was.
Apparently,
Anyway,
because Monster's the other one I was thinking of. Monster energy drink. If you put Monster in the name of something, they go fucking crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, you can't just be well, I don't know, nobody did it. It's nope, that doesn't
fly. Especially with copyright.
It's well, I stole that shit, but I lost it, so I guess nobody's at fault.
Nobody's at fault.
It's cool,
we're just gonna find everyone we can and then sue them.
somebody owns the Twitter account that is tweeting Fortnite. They deleted it.
Mostly it's in preparation for getting sued.
Yeah. Let's see, what's our time looking like? All right, we're gonna skip ahead. Sonic fans are begging Sega to cancel or to push back Sonic Frontiers after last week's IGN demo. They had a traversal demo that looked like absolute dick. I don't know if you watched that.
I didn't, but I heard everyone saying it looked like dick.
It was real garbage. They also put out a second one that was a combat one. It also appears to be penis.
Yeah, that doesn't look great.
It's very repetitive. When Sonic gets hit, it's just it sucks. It's real bad looking, and apparently the fans are now because they managed to browbeat them on Ugly Sonic. They're we can do it again, guys. Come on, let's just get them to take another year and not put this shit out, because Sega has a tendency to put out half-finished shitty Sonic games.
That's true.
And fuck up the franchise. So
here's the fun thing, guys. You bullied a movie studio last time.
Yeah.
These are Japanese guys who don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Sega is unimpressed by your nonsense.
Yes. They don't care. If they were, they wouldn't be bankrupt by now.
It looks like a thing that was made in dreams.
It does.
It looks like a modding. Somebody, and that's not original. There was a comment on one of these that was just oh, it's nice to see that Sega is giving the Sonic mod community full license over the next game, because it
would look better if they did, because those people were fucking crazy.
Yeah, this looks.
Even the way it did that animation was so bad.
It looks awful. It
looked awful.
Terrible.
You guys, what I reacted to is that he made the circle around them, but he like walked around them kind of like like he didn't give a fuck.
Like whoever recorded this footage that IGN has, whether it was IGN or whether it was somebody else, they're trying so hard to make it look good.
Yeah.
And it looks terrible. It looks fucking. It doesn't look fun. It just looks dull and boring.
This like I was excited at the idea, but now looking at it, like wow, this looks really bad.
Yeah.
Like you guys did not put any the work that we thought you wanted to. Oh my! Even the way that enemy died.
It looks
oh my
bad.
God.
It looks bad.
This is so much worse than I thought it would be.
It looks real bad.
Now I understand why that one Twitter guy lost his absolute fucking shit.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy on Twitter, he's like a Sonic fan or something. He was like, I'm done. I'm just fucking done.
Yeah.
I can't defend Sega anymore. He was calling for the dispersal of Sonic Team, and people were like losing their shit on him. And he's like, fuck you guys. He's like, you guys are bootlickers, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. It looks.
We deserve better, damn it.
Looks terrible. Looks terrible.
It's poor bastards.
Street Fighter 6 has the game face. You were excited about the game face, Michael.
You can make faces at people.
Yeah.
And now the faces are now memes already.
And the full roster released. Well,
yes.
Leaked. Basically, like.
I love the way Twitter was doing it. It was a meme of somebody be like, "Oh my God, I dropped my monster condom," kind of thing. It's like that. It's like, "Oh my God, I dropped my Street Fighter roster."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is like it was so easy. Like it didn't take anything at all.
Yeah.
This is also why the Ken meme started.
Oh,
was because of Ken looking like shit.
The I lost my kids Ken meme.
It took the fucking kids.
Yeah. So yeah, Ken is there. We've got DJ, Jury,
Rashid, my favorite character from 5.
Zangief's back in here.
He's got pants.
Akuma's in here.
I forgot that one guy's name.
The new guy was that Luke.
Yeah,
the
Luke,
people we've already seen.
Jaime,
Blanca, E Honda, Dalsim, and Guile and Chun-Li, obviously, and then a bunch of new people who we don't have time to go over because
we don't really know a lot about them outside of their names.
Yeah.
Currently.
Oh, they do have nationalities.
Yes.
So like this guy's Russian. This lady's from Mexico. This American lady with a Walkman. Anyway.
It's pretty exciting stuff because it means that we already have a good eye. There's already a lot of characters in there.
Yeah. And
that's exciting in and of itself because when 5 came out, we had jack shit.
And so many of them are different.
Yes.
So many of them are different.
Like, some of them are a lot different. And like I said, I love the fact that the returning cast look like they've aged from the last time we've seen them.
Yes.
Cammy has pants now, which pissed off the internet, which I think is hysterical.
Is that Cammy?
Yeah, that's Cammy. And she's got pants.
She got pants.
And then the internet's like, why does she have pants? It's like, because you're stupid.
Because most people in the military don't wear a bathing suit.
Exactly. And I'm sure that costume exists. Are you people stupid?
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is finally getting voice acting.
I heard about this. They finally added the voices.
Yep. Soon. No, not yet, but soon. So
did they not already? I thought they did.
I thought it was supposed to be soon.
I guess they haven't.
Now it's a free update. We'll add the voice acting on Monday, so the day after this comes out.
Okay.
So,
but yeah, they got a lot of the voice cast that they could get because there's some people who can't do their voices, of course.
Right.
You can't get Tim Curry to be Nigel Thornberry, of course, right now.
Sure.
Same with the original voice actor of Shredder from the 80s.
Shredder.
You can't get them. So
Shredder.
They got who they could, so I think that's kind of cool.
Yep.
If only the game played well, then maybe I'd buy it.
Okay, we're just gonna roll. Yeah, we're just gonna roll. Sega Genesis, the Sega Genesis Mini is getting a second version in Japan only.
Ooh.
For now, at least. This is the Sega Mega Drive 2. This is also going to have the last one had 40 games. This next one's going to have 50 games, and it's going to have a bunch of Sega CD games as well.
Oh.
As in addition to the regular stuff. So
there's probably a lot of games that only released there.
Yeah,
that's probably the reason they're doing it only there.
Yeah, it looks. I mean,
Sega CD didn't do that well here, as far as I know.
I didn't even know there's a Shining Force, a CD Shining Force, Sega Shining Force CD, so Sonic CD. You know, there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of this I don't know what it is, but
yeah, there are a lot of them. Well, yeah, they're probably ones that only came out there.
It'd be nice if they put out some here, so we could get that Marky Mark Music Factory and Sewer Shark and Night Trap and all the horrible games.
Well, Night Trap already came out.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm talking about horrible old Night Trap.
Oh, the original Night Trap,
not like remastered.
That's fair.
Night Trap.
But that's good for them, and it looks pretty cool. The little design they had.
Yep. Evil West got a release date.
I'm so excited for this game.
It looks. Did you watch this trailer?
I didn't see this trailer, but all the trailers for it have made me so excited.
Oh man,
to play this game.
It looks real good. It looks real good.
This is exactly the crazy shit I love that video games gets to do.
What it reminds me of is if Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare, and Gungrave had a baby.
That sounds amazing, and I'm all fucking for it. I'm buying this day one, guys. For real.
So the gameplay looks like an old PS2 game in the best way.
Yes, and that's the thing. They don't make old PS2 games anymore.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that in the way that they don't make PS2 games. I mean like this fucking weird shit that they do.
I feel like this would, if this game had come out like back in the PS2 era, it would have been like a weird EA spin-off game that everybody
absolutely.
loved and EA refused to ever make a single sequel to.
It's like it reminds me of God Hand a lot.
Yeah,
the way it's visually is and the way the third person works.
Yeah, it's also
that kind of era of game.
It's very very melee focused for a Western too. Like there's a lot of like
excites me to no end.
Yeah, looks great. Looks great.
It looks fantastic.
Flying Wild Hog.
I hope to God this sells well.
Yep, and it's coming in September. So
I'm buying this
September 20th. Boom.
Fuck the reviews. Pre-order now.
Let's see. We got a new trailer for Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. This mostly I just put on here because it got a demo.
Okay.
So, and you play all the way up to Chapter 4 with any of the 3 houses.
I assume it's one of those ones where the save data stays.
Yeah, and transfer it over. Yeah. So, part of me is thinking that if we run out of stuff to do on RageSelect, we might just play this because
it's fair.
Then we could just pick up from where we left off. Also, if you don't play as the Golden Deer, you're a cop. Sorry.
That's what I hear about the game, yeah.
But like they showed it here that you could do the little T mini game with them like you could in the main game. It's pretty cool. Like also it just appears that because like Byleth in Fire Emblem had like this kind of god in her head or in their head, and it appears like the main character of this has like a rival god in their head. But it looks solid. I just don't know. It's been since the original Hyrule Warriors since I've actually last sat down to actually play a Dynasty Warriors game.
That was definitely the last one I did because
all the way through.
I bought the newer Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
and I like that a lot.
But I didn't actually play it all the way through.
Same.
Yep.
That's a time thing.
But I mean, I don't know. It's coming out at the end of the month, June 24th.
Yeah.
So
if you like that type of game and you like Fire Emblem, you're really gonna like this game. I assume.
Yep. This is interesting. I saw this right before we started recording. NCSoft, like the Guild Wars guys, are making this game called Project M.
Isn't that Smash Brothers mod?
No. That is a time. Okay. So this is like a Heavy Rain real-time, like kind of visual, not like a kind of an interactive fiction, right? This guy at the beginning is doing this thing and he's like, if you died, would you want me to avenge you? And then they've kind of show this place blowing up, and then there's all this kind of stuff. The main thing is that this is all being made in Unreal Engine 4 or 5.
Okay.
Which is why it looks really good for what would ostensibly just be kind of like a weird kind of visual novel game. But then when you look at it, it's definitely got the Heavy Rain like hold down the R2 button to get the gun away from the guy and stuff.
The mocap's pretty good too.
Yeah. So it looks really good. It looks really interesting.
Press X to Jason.
Yes, press X to yell Jason.
Jason. I always got the fail.
Yeah, it's showing like the success in the fail state, but it looks really good. It makes me, what? When I was watching this, I was like, what? This game looks an awful lot like a really good next-gen Yakuza game.
Oh, it really does. Also, it looks fucking gorgeous.
But the idea that you could just do that with Unreal Engine 5 and make your game look as sharp and crisp and cool as a Yakuza game is like, oh my God, I love the fact that we're bringing the bar up. Fucking James Cameron's dragging that bar up because the facial expressions and the lighting and the texturing and everything, just the bump in that is very impressive.
Yeah.
So can't wait to see what they do with it. I don't know. What do you think? You're seeing this for the first time.
It looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like it's a gorgeous ass game.
Yeah. Let's see. This is so weird. Michael, the Tomorrow Children Phoenix Edition
Why does that
is
sound
coming
familiar?
out. The Tomorrow Children was a PlayStation 4 game that was made by Q Games, and it had this weird like
Oh, we talked about this.
little girls, little Eastern Russian looking girls, kind of Eastern European, and you're trapped in this void where you're trying to get the souls of people, and then you build like a little city. You do like resource management and stuff. And they put it out, and it was full of microtransactions and horseshit, and it didn't do very well.
Yeah.
And then Sony shut it down. And then the company that made it has spent the last like several years trying to buy back the rights to it, and they did. And they've retooled the entire game so that it doesn't rely on centralized servers. It can be played completely offline, but still has online multiplayer. They've added in a new tutorial. They have removed all of the microtransactions from the game.
Oh, nice.
And they're putting it back out on the PS4 and the PS5 later this year. And it's a really strange story. I don't know that this game is good enough to survive, even if it was... even if it doesn't have multiplayer, because it's a real weird fucking game.
Yeah, they must really really believe in it though to try again though.
Yeah.
So good on them.
Yep.
Because we talked about when they bought the rights back.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good on them.
Coming out this year. So, okay, go real fast here.
Gotta go fast, unlike that Sonic game.
Deliver Us Mars got a release date. This is the sequel to Deliver Us the Moon, or Deliver Us the Moon. This game actually looks really cool. Third person, kind of cool, like going around Mars, having adventures, going through stuff, zero gravity, and hanging out on the red planet. And it's coming out in September. Everything's coming out in fucking September.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Like, where's the October, November shit? Like, usually September is the calm before the storm, but
usually, which is what terrifies me about October.
Yeah.
And November this year.
We also got a release date for Sonic Origins, the re-release of Sonic 1, 2, and Sonic and Knuckles and all that stuff. And would you like to take a guess, Michael, without looking at the thing that I was?
Well, I already know because I remember seeing this trailer or a trailer like this not that long ago.
Yeah,
it was the 23rd of this month. Because they made an announcement, I think, like a week or two ago about it.
Was it? I thought it was. I mean, this.
I remember sharing it specifically, being like, "Hey, here's the release date," because I know my ex roommate Mike really loves Sonic, so I shared it specifically so he could see that release date.
All right,
but yeah,
well, there you go.
Interesting.
Let's see. Techland is closing out Dying Light by wrapping all of the various additions that they've made into a definitive edition that you can purchase, as well as one additional content drop of more stuff, which is kind of interesting because fucking original Dying Light owns, and there's like a lot to it.
That's a lot. I remember it was one of those games that came out and no one talked about.
Yeah.
But then one day everyone was like, "Hey, Dying Light's actually really fucking cool."
Yep.
And then everyone started talking about it again.
You get some. I think it's just some weapons and skins that they're putting out finally. But yeah, we talked about Marvel Midnight Suns. I don't know if we talked about the actual release date, which is October 7th, that they finally announced.
Oh yeah, I guess
week.
we didn't hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that suit's awful still. Can't get over how
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man suit is.
Let's see.
They're gonna put that shit in Sony Spider-Man 2 probably.
Plumbers Don't Wear Ties definitive edition is coming out. Is confirmed to be coming out before the year is out. This was a raunchy FMV game from the 90s that had like some mild nudity in it that was like a comedy, but
Can't say I've heard of this.
It's bad, but apparently like putting out 4K remasters of bad FMV games is something that people want. So
people love streaming shit like that.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, look at this stupid fucking thing."
Yep.
And so it makes them a little bit of money, and then they go from there.
So there you go. We know about Last of Us. Michael, it appears that Toys for Bob is working on another Crash Bandicoot game.
Ooh.
Now, I heard from another story that this might be a multiplayer only thing.
Oh God.
But
That's frustrating. That's sad.
they said that they are working on something in the Crash universe. So who knows? We might find out on Sunday, the day this comes out, at the Xbox. No, wait, that's not right. It isn't. Wait.
The Xbox
Activision,
Bethesda one? Yeah.
Because maybe.
Yeah,
Who knows?
if with Xbox buying them, they'll probably show it there, yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah.
I want more Crash Bandicoot, but if it's only multiplayer, not like this. Unless it's new Crash Bash, I'm cool with that actually.
All right.
Because that was their Mario Party type thing, but that wasn't made by Naughty Dog. That was the first non-Naughty Dog game they made for Crash.
Okay. Let's see. Square Enix confirmed that there's a new Just Cause in development, which is not exciting to me because the last 2 Just Causes were garbage.
No, they weren't very good.
So,
but add more tornadoes, and maybe we'll talk.
And the Prince of Persia remake has been delisted from game stores.
Really?
Not canceled, but apparently after getting the assets from the company that was working on it, they decided that it's going to need way more work than they thought. They have literally delisted it from retail stores.
They're going to have to start from scratch, I bet you.
Probably start over from scratch.
Use the Unreal 5 engine.
Yeah.
Go from there, guys.
Yeah.
This is your moment. Take it.
Get a bunch of modders to do it for you.
They would fucking make that shit look gorgeous. Oh my god.
Yep. And then last, we had some fun stuff. There is a person who did the ray tracing added ray tracing to Super Mario 64, has now integrated the ray tracing engine along with 60 frames per second DLSS and HDR to just a plug-in for Nintendo 64 emulators. So it'll work on lots of games. So they put out a video.
Ocarina of Time one. It's just fucking gorgeous. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's kind of amazing what difference just like some nice shadows and lighting can make.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. That Kirby game has never looked better.
Yeah, true. It's still a little weird that the characters look like so low resolution, but you know,
because that's just it's an N64. It's not much else you could do at that point.
Yeah. Speaking of low resolution stuff looking better and better, Leon Kennedy's jacket from RE4 remake apparently is an actual jacket that you could buy, like Chris Redfield's from 6 was, and it's $1,495.
That sounds about right. I remember you could buy Dante's jacket at one point.
It's just a leather fucking jacket. Like
it's a leather bomber jacket.
Fucking leather bomber jacket, man.
It's made out of zombies.
$1,500.
People love that shit though. It's a sheepskin, so that makes sense. Those things are not cheap to begin with.
Yeah, but this is from the Shot NYC, which is an actual clothing place. It looks like they just like went and scouted and they found one they liked and then just
it explains why the jacket looked different to me in the trailer.
Yeah,
because I was confused. I'm like, that jacket doesn't look exactly the way it used to. But yeah, that happens sometimes though. Not unheard of.
And last but not least, just for you, Michael, because I knew you were going to be here. I knew this was going to be long. I knew you had to have something. How about Duke Nukem?
Ooh.
These are Duke Nukems that were created by DAL-E.
Dude, that thing is all over the internet right now.
The AI generator. So they put stuff in and they got out fucking monsters. I like this one that just says "Someone help him." That is like a bunch of Duke faces that are horrible and wrong and bad.
They look like old people cosplayers who didn't know what Duke Nukem looked like.
Yes. This is from Don Honk at Don Honk on Twitter. I didn't see these where the faces have been moved around. The one where the forever symbol is in front, it's now been integrated in the jacket. My favorite one, though, I love this one because the subtitle for it is "It's time to ass and chew," and it's just this horrible fucking
this like weird mustache.
He's got this like pustule, and his face is inside out. Yeah, yep. They're pretty great. I love the AI doing stuff.
Those AIs are great, by the way. If you look up those Dolly AIs on Twitter right now, there's some bomb ones.
And then this was the one that started with where it's very greasy.
It's horrible.
There's a lot of like overlapping. He's got like so many sunglasses.
Yeah.
He's got so much sunglasses.
He's got like 2 or 3 of them on at the same time.
And like I don't know what's happening with his
Nuke Duke is my favorite. It's one of my favorite ones.
Like around his neck there's like part of a jacket, but then there's like flesh colored scarf around that or something.
God,
like
so horrible.
They're really, really bad.
Nuke Duke is just so good. It's such a good fucking headline.
They're really, really
like faces on his side.
Like, yeah, they're really fucking
so
bad.
Amazing.
They're so good. And that was our extra long first quote unquote E3 podcast. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe everything else is like the PC gaming show is better than Sony has ever been somehow. Like maybe the Future Games Expo has more reveals than we've ever seen before, and I've got to do 8 podcasts. But guys, with all the videos that RageSelect puts out on the Patreon and the fucking shit, E3 is hard, and usually I have more time to get ready.
It's true.
But having it start in the middle of the week means my shit's all out of whack. And
I didn't even get to talk about Ectofest yesterday.
I don't even want to. I don't even. I watched Miller's Crossing last week for the first time in a long time. I was going to talk about The Boys season 3 started back up again and everything. But
I can mention a quick thing from Ectofest since it is a game announcement. They announced that Ghostbusters VR game.
Yeah,
they're putting it on the PlayStation VR 2.
Okay, cool.
So that's neat.
Right on. Well, that's it. Mail@rageselect.com is the email. Jeff, if you want to send in mail, Michael, tell them where they can find you when you're not over here.
You can find me on oneofus.net. We do a lot of movie and television reviews. There should be a new review up for Jurassic World Dominion. Is that the name of it?
Boo.
That review doesn't have me in it, but it has Matt Frank and Tess on it, as well as Mars, who is the one of the people that we were doing the partnership with Bell of Lost Souls with.
Oh, okay.
As well as Chris, of course.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right, go check it out. And make sure that you stay tuned for... There's a lot happening right now. So, it like... as the Bard once said... The years start coming and they don't stop coming, Mike. So we're here. We are. We're here. You'll never get rid of us.
Walking on the sun.
Bye.